everybody, who is ready for BLAZBLUE Top 8? That's what I thought, but first, I've got something special to tell you all. Now, we all love this game. I love this game. I love all of these games. They have done so much for me. They have introduced me to some of my closest friends. They have gotten me my career, and they have given me a community that I love. So I'm up here today to introduce the event where I get to give that back to all of you. Everybody, get ready for Beach Episode 2026.
Teleport behind you. Another personnel kit.
260 starter. Hey, 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 hey.
Okay.
No! That's it! Oh my god! What a way to finish off that set.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
The punish!
Cross up and Garland!
Can we survive?
Oh, the trickery! And
No
the finish!
way!
You got more than 3 boys out here.
Is Ding going to... Oh! With the pop-off! What is this combo?
Oh, I'm awake right now, I'll tell you what.
Oh.
Let's do it!
Wow, going crazy.
Each episode is always hype. Double down!
He died.
Ooh! We got a banger on an event coming up.
Hello, Frosty Faustings 2026. We're here with some BLAZBLUE Central Fiction Top 8. I'm Salty Boy, joined here on the mic with the wonderful Lennox, and we're here to bring you some of the best BLAZBLUE here in the world, even.
Yes, we are. When we can accurately say that because we got a lot of good
Right,
we'll
we
call
got
them
some
out-of-towners
international
in the
competition.
house. Yes, indeed. Talk to me about some of those players because some of them we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go to that top 8 graphic that we have right here. As you can see, on the winner's side, we have the return of the king, Monarch, and Dawn up there. And on the other side, you got XCALIBURBLADEZ and Fukkuu. Fukkuu, being our international competition of the night, has been dominating the winner's side of the bracket, but so has XCALIBURBLADEZ, and this might be the set to watch as we get into top 8. Who do we have here on the loser side?
Play Guy and FUZZAMA. Fuzz beat Kilikobi to make it into Losers Top 8, who was one of our favorites. We had a couple upsets in there. And, of course, MYORO versus ICECOOL. Our previous champion, by the way, is in Losers already. So we're in for a couple good sets, dog. I think we're going to be starting out with Monarch and Don.
Yes.
And this should be a lot of fun. I believe you said this is Don's first Frosty?
It is his first Frosty, right?
Wow, all
It's
right.
actually a lot of these players' first Frosty, too. I mean,
crazy.
it's Fuku's first Frosty, Dawn's first Frosty. It's even, oh my god, MYORO's first Frosty as well.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
really
all
interesting
right.
how it
That's
works
sick.
out that way, right? But they all made top 8 here with incredible performances. And you're going to notice, too, that looking at this top 8, it's kind of just OGs versus new gens, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can see we got older players like Dawn, Monarch, Fukkuu in attendance, MYORO as well, who have been sort of in retirement for a while, but finally turning their heads, showing up here at Frosty Faustings this weekend. And of course, you have the new gens, ICECOOL, XCALIBURBLADEZ, who has been on an absolute killer run at all these majors, taking first place at all of these over this past year. And of course, you got FUZZAMA and Play Guy. You can never forget those two as well. So lots of really exciting matches, lots of really nice character spread as well. We only have 2 players playing the same character. And speaking of, we have that Relius right here from Dawn and MYORO sharing that same character.
And it's funny, Don's actually rocking the Ninja Gaiden shirt right here. If y'all aren't tuned into the online sphere, Don's been entering under the name Ryu Hayabusa lately, or that's his in-game name at least. I don't know. So that feels fitting. And this is going to be a classic right here, dog. Monarch, obviously, kind of more focused on Grand Blue. I'll be very curious to see how he stacks up against Don, who's like still absolutely grinding this game.
Yeah, we've kind of ended the age of Monarch in a way, right? Where he kind of won
Crazy
all the
to
major,
say.
he kind of won all the major tournaments he wanted to win, and then just decided to go ahead and focus on Grand Blue instead. But I mean, the fact that he's still on winner side, despite being a quote-unquote colder Monarch than he would be otherwise, says a lot.
Yeah, it really does. I don't think anybody was thinking that he would make it into top 8 and anything other than winners, Don.
Right.
It's just not a surprise at this point. All right, here we go. Lambda versus Relius. He's about to get us started.
Yeah, and immediately starting us off, Monarch just creating that distance between him and Don. The last thing we want to do is to be sandwiched in between Relius here and the puppet. And right now, Monarch showing that defense that he is known for, being able to block all that and also catch Don there at full screen. Couldn't quite finish the combo, but get some damage, create that space yet again.
Oh, big counter hit. All right. Yeah, it's Monarch. We're going to spend the 50 to extend, and we should be going to the corner. Thank you.
Yeah, I like that you pointed that out, too, because Lambda is one of the characters with some of the best corner carry in the game. So usually she finds hit, especially if she has meter. She's going to be taking you to the other side of the screen.
Yeah, pretty important for the zoning character, right? Like, oh, no, and we're in. Here we go. Don with the jump in, and this is where the fun starts. There's your knockdown. Doll's out. Yeah, never mind.
Okay, nice answer there from Monarch, and we pick up another combo here. No burst on the side of Don, so a single super that we see right here is going to be enough to do the job. But like, just to build off what we were talking about before, just like a zoner, Lambda has a lot of high whiff recovery moves, like right there. If Don was advancing forward in that moment, Monarch would have been smoked.
Which kind of fits into Monarch's playstyle of not overextending, right? It kind of makes sense. And wow, that is just not going to matter right now. Once again, we're going to get the setup in the corner. Oh, movie. And now you got to hold this.
Yes, but here it is, the defense that Monarch is known for. How long are we going to block this out? And there it is, the answer, the anti-air, as Don tries to approach in with an overhead by calling off the doll. And I like that he's still willing to press there. The fact that we don't have doll active means that we're much safer to do so.
And you can already see Monarch's been pretty preemptive on checking the doll and neutral when he can. So I'm really glad to see that early. All right, here's the setup. Mix up of our own. Yeah, that's the counter assault. Found that good timing.
Don just blocking this one out here, waiting for his opportunity to shine. OG activation and a perfect response from Monarch.
Yeah, he's still got those good reactions. Yeah, you can't tell me that wasn't a reaction. I simply won't believe it. Bro knew it was happening. All right, here we go. First game going to Monarch in a pretty dominating fashion. Like, Don was able to kind of get the offense rolling a little bit, but like, just because, you know, Monarch's willing to down back doesn't mean he's not going to anti-air you if you give him a free one, right? Like, good defense doesn't mean just blocking.
Absolutely. It's about playing that active defense as well, knowing when to mash, knowing when to press, and knowing when to escape that position as well. Monarch, once again, doing a good job at just keeping that distance between him and Don at the start of each round, and going to be creating that distance once again. Tries to go to Doll, but Monarch is just going to keep pushing that gas pedal and approaching Don here.
Yeah, doing a really good job of catching Don, but he's trying to throw out the doll. Not only checks the doll, but like, it's a hit, right? Oh, and yeah, I spoke too soon. Don gonna get a hit of his own. Awkward drop. Kind of good positioning here, but you're gonna have to knock it answer to the way in.
All right, draw duelist BIOS, and Monarch is just going to sit here and block it all, and block it all is what he does until we find that final hit. Don going to be going straight into OZ to recover that doll gauge here, and is setting himself up for yet another combo. This might be enough. Active Flow going to build us up to 50 meter for a super to finish it.
Set up again. Yeah, dual BIOS has a barrier that so we don't get chipped out. Here's a mix-up again. Blocks the first one. Blocks the second one. Okay. All right.
Oh my god, he blocked it. Oh no, but he whiffed it. And Monarch is going to just die for that.
Really good adjustment I'm seeing from Don in this second game right here. Is Monarch still checking the doll? So he just moved into whip punish when he does that.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? You know, when you're playing a puppet character like Relius, like Carl, we'll see later, oftentimes what you want to be doing is you want to be supporting your puppet, covering for your puppet, and your puppet's going to be covering for you.
Whoa. There it is. All right. Got to hold this. Yup. 50 to keep the pressure going. Oh, okay. Gonna get the credit confirmed right here. And once again, we're going to the corner. Checks the back dash. That is really bad news for Don. I don't think you're dead unless you're going to spend overdrive.
Yeah, no. Honestly,
way.
Wait, hold on a minute.
No way. Okay, all right. It's the meaty. It's fine.
Yeah.
We'll count that. We'll give it to him.
He was doing that combo so optimally. I thought it was going to kill as well.
I was worried.
To that point.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, Monarch was ready for it not to kill as well, so was completely ready with that low afterwards there.
Don overdrives through the overhead and then just gets overdriven back by Monarch. That was really good counterplay. All right, watch it again. Jumps out. Woo! All right, gets hit by the drive-by and just can't do anything with that.
Really good job from Don here blocking all these overhead attempts from Monarch. That overhead is notably a little slow, but Monarch, for whatever reason, has a really good success rate with it.
Yeah. He is frustratingly accurate with it, you can say. All right, once again, we might get a... No, he doesn't have enough meter for it, so he's going to go for the regular one. Meeting? Good air attack. Wow. And it steals the corner? Okay. All right, Don.
Yeah, but still getting caught here. Okay, rushing right in. RC to keep this pressure going. Don going to be holding this here. Good block so far.
Oh, there it is.
Yes.
All right.
We're going to have burst, though, and I think that might have been an attempt to burst bait here, but Monarch still has that corner position, so still feeling pretty confident about how we are placed on the screen, and there's that OD attempt on the overhead. Unfortunately, not able to get a real punish there, but now we can start to control that full screen, especially with that 2-2 series. I love how Don chooses to use that against the zoner to check the zoner in that sense.
So the downside to that is he spent it now. Monarch has no qualms about spending that overdrive.
And we just keep going for that overhead, and Don just keeps blocking that. I've yet to see Don get hit by it. Dual spies from full screen. Are we just going to toss away 50 meter like that?
Yeah, I guess so. Trying to take that space back, and honestly, yeah, all right, it worked out. Okay. Yeah, Monarch had to give off a bunch of space. So you have to interact with that. You can't do the normal thing you do with dual bios, jump into it, get hit, tech out,
right?
Because you didn't have enough health. Wow, all right, well, that was just good control from Don. We love to see it.
Yeah, good adaptation, you know, especially at the first game, he just immediately hit the thinker pose, thinking about how he's going to be structuring his offense going into that game number 2, and it looks like it ended up paying off here. Monarch going back to the character select screen. Lambda isn't the only character he plays, so he could always just switch back to the S right here, and I don't know if he's just pondering how he wants to handle this matchup by going back to character select or not, but the S certainly wouldn't be a bad matchup either. I mean, Lambda notably isn't a character that people even think is that good of a character in the first place, but Monarch has obviously made it work.
People thought she was like bottom 1 or something before he really started like pushing that tech. Like, yeah, makes sense. All right, we are going to be locking into the Lambda. Yeah, I think that's the right call. Honestly, I don't know what S
play
would.
what you're comfortable with.
Yeah. And I don't know what like S would do like truly better to make this happen. Like Monarch is still surviving just fine. We'll say. All right, check the doll again. Yeah, there's the Graviton. All right, Don's going to have to think twice if he wants to cross that.
Unfortunate timing there from Don, calling that doll out. Monarch going to be swapping sides, and now has Don with his back up against the wall. Good block on that hidden overhead. Running in, there's the crush trigger, and an immediate burst from Don.
All right. And you're still stuck in the corner. Like, that's massive for Monarch. He's going to be real happy with that. Take the resource away from Don. Then there's the low. All right. Don caught sanded up. Monarch should be able to get a good chunk of change out for this.
I love how aggressive Monarch is playing too. When he got bursted out, he just ran right back in. Where Don was trying to check in with a 2-2 in case Monarch was trying to go for that zoning game plan again. Monarch was like, no, I'm going to make sure that you stay here in this corner, and I'm going to open you up.
Absolutely. You got to capitalize on that good position when you got it. Graviton up. Okay. Oh, yeah, read the jump right there, and that's going to let Don get in. Almost. Maybe. Yeah, a couple counter hits, no conversions. Stuck in the corner. Okay. Nobody's really got meter, no counter assault, no dual bios. And there's the counter hit. Yeah, get the burst right out of there.
Now you got Monarch to use his burst, and now he's going to be staying here into this corner, especially after a knockdown. Don can just go for that duelist bios and kind of get that situation for free, but not going to spend the meter just yet. Okay, was using duelist bios during pressure, and we find that awkward hit there on Mark. And that's one of the reasons why you don't usually see duelist bios get canceled into, because you allow your opponent to just jump right on out like we saw there with Monarch. But good job on Don being able to immediately take back the situation with that air kick.
This is it, final game, final round here in winners semifinals. I don't know about you, but I'm not trying to fall to losers this early, not with all those players down there.
No, not at all. We saw that glimpse of loser's side, and I'm sure none of them want to be down there at this moment in time. Monarch right now trying to confirm that winner's final spot, but so is Don. Don popping that OD and just going to let that doll go ham.
That was another expensive spend. Oh, and you're stuck in the gravity well again.
Great jump on the low.
Wow, awkward trade right there. And I am not sure what Monarch was pressing, but that's going to be an easy crush confirm for Don. Should be able to take some decent damage with this too.
Yeah, it will. And then the duel expires, and we try to roll forward, and Don immediately ready to check it out. Monarch just going to have to take that full damage because Training Burst that late is not really going to amount to much. Monarch might have to spend Burst in this instance, and that we will. Monarch has one chance left here. Don might be able to take Monarch out and send it to losers, but Monarch is definitely going to be fighting back. Don still waiting on that OD to recharge, and Monarch finding that throw, going to be taking Don to the other side of the screen here.
There's no way he comes back, right? Right, Salty? There's no way he
I wouldn't say no way, but there it is. Don setting out the doll as one final attempt, and that last hit was all he needed. Monarch sent down to losers by Don, and Don confirming winners finals.
Don, once again, just absolutely terrorizing everyone in NA. I believe had to beat FUZZAMA to make it into top 8.
Yes.
Which is just a North American classic. We love our Don versus FUZZAMA matches. I'm a little sorry I didn't get to watch that one. But there's a chance we'll see it later if Fuzz decides he wants to make a run. But right now, Don will be sitting very comfortably in winners finals. And honestly is probably going to have to face off against, well, we'll see him in a minute. We'll see him in a minute. You know who I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about.
We're about to see our other puppet character come up. XCALIBURBLADEZ Carl is about to grace our presence here against Fukkuu too?
Fukkuu, yes.
All right, so this is going to be real fun. This is a matchup that XCal is very familiar with. Obviously plays Kobe a good amount, and Kobe's also a Bang player. You were kind of telling me Fukkuu is a little bit different of a play style. You want to talk to me about that a little bit?
Yeah, so unlike what you probably expect from a lot of our North American Bang players, think Rika Senda Dust, think Killer Kobe's, think Random Nail, right? All great Bang players, top of their game. But the thing is that they play in a very aggressive Bang where they tend to overextend a lot, be very scrambly. And to their credit, right, Bang is a character that thrives in those situations.
Yes.
We love to be in that scramble. We love just letting those drive moves rip because a lot of times it's going to end up working when you're under stress of thinking about the implications of whether or not they're going to be using that drive or not. But the thing is about Fukkuu is that I noticed that he's a much more patient, a lot slower Bang, a lot more solid, I think, is the key word here.
Okay.
Never likes to overextend, really just plays a really, really no mistake Bang.
I love it. I love it.
And so it's going to be that different play style where, like you said, I mean, XCALIBURBLADEZ should theoretically know how to play this matchup because we played Bang so much, and that experience is not going to be irrelevant, right? But the thing is that he just plays such a different Bang that he's a bit of an anomaly where, like, you might feel comfortable with Bang, but are you actually comfortable with how Fukkuu is going to be playing the character?
And that's going to be the test right here. This is one of XCal's final tests, you could say. He's beat the rest of the GOATs, right?
I mean, here's the thing, like, he's not worried, and he's told me this himself. He's not worried about most of the players in the bracket. Like, of course, you know, you have the usual suspects that he may be looking out for, but I'm sure that I think Fukkuu was one of like the 3 that he was kind of looking at.
Top of the list for sure, for sure.
And I think these 2 players too, especially, are going to be the 2 players to be looking at in this top 8. Yes, Don got winners finals, but XCal is like the guy right now, the talk of the town. People are even saying this is the age of XCALIBURBLADEZ just because of how dominant he is. He's even beaten Don at CEO last year.
Yes, he sure
but then you have Fukkuu just being that anomaly, being so dominating on winner's side as well. I mean, the matches that he wins, he wins. So even if XCal sends Fukkuu down to losers or Fukkuu sends XCal down to losers, we might see them meet again later on in the bracket.
That sure would be something. We'll see. We'll see. Well, regardless, one of them will be moving on to winners finals, and we're going to find out who. Looks like right now, button check's over. Yeah, headset's going on. Let's see the fist bump. I still can't get over how young this kid is, bro. Can't get over it. Can't get over it. All right, thumbs up.
I mean, he used to be a pro DOA player, too. Like,
yeah, that's right. You told me about that. Yeah. Oh, you love to see it, man. You love to see it.
So just being good at multiple games, hey, there you go. I mean, I think when he picks up the character, too, is like, oh, Carl's kind of cool to learn him. And look at where he is now.
Man.
What do you talk of the town, a terror that is not really gracing us, but...
Oh, no. He's gracing us. Fireball's out. Yeah, keep an eye out for the... Or an ear out, I should say, for that sound right there. because that will be the only tell when the doll's off the screen.
And that's why it's so important. Like sometimes you see these players not play with their headphones on, but you have to play with headphones against Carl, or you're just going to be losing.
All right, here we go. Bang pressure coming out, and there's the command throw. Okay, represented early, represented often. Empty jump low. He's blocking this all out. Oh, okay, XCal. I see you, big dog. Air throw, sit your butt back down in the corner. Do I have a setup?
Yeah, and this is out where things can get really scary, but we see that OD activation saying, hey, your setup is fake, and escaping it almost immediately. Going to be patient, just avoiding that orb entirely. And now we're just playing up the screens like, okay, XCal, what are you going to do? I want you to approach me. Papa Nail tries to run in and get some hits on Nirvana, but Fukkuu finding a really nice hit there, air to air against XCALIBURBLADEZ, bringing us back to mid-screen, but you want to be careful because the OD activation here means that Nirvana and Koro have sandwiched you, and you're being sent to the corner.
Yeah, this is looking rugged. 4.5. Sir?
Super attempt does get blocked. You still have OD available too if Fukkuu opts to use that again, but things are looking really dicey here when you're in the corner against Carl, and the fact that we're blocking all this until the crush trigger is really impressive. Fukkuu showing off his defense there, finally popping that burst. But can you take this round? If you don't take this round, you're going to be going to this next with hardly any burst on the table.
Yo, there it is. What were we just talking about off-screen fireballs, bro? Oh my goodness. This one's got chipped out there, too. That's crazy. It doesn't matter how good you can block if you run out of barrier gauge, bro.
Yeah, Bang can be actually a really troublesome character for Carl, right? Because Carl has to play like this weird, has to switch between playstyles very often where you try to wall out the opponent, but also try to play aggressive from time to time. Just because how Bang can play a bit of a zoning game plan and also play a bit of an aggressive game plan. And the fact that Bang can so easily make it over doll can be very important as well.
Look at him just corralling corner. Or Carl into the corner. We're out. There's the roll. Okay. Smoke from downtown again. XCal is so good at using that fireball to check when you're not aware.
But he got the hit by the projectile. But the thing is that Bang also hit him with the explosive nail as well. So in a way, we kind of checked each other and stopped him from actually building any momentum off that hit.
I love me a good trade fireball. Take that in this matchup. All right, this is where the seals start to come out. Thank you.
Yes. So Fukkuu often doesn't really like to go for all 4 seals. Instead, likes to go for the 2 seals plus bumper setup for the mix-up instead. Yeah. And look how conservative he has been with his nail so far. We are 30 seconds left in this round, and we just used our last nail there to poison XCALIBURBLADEZ and deal some extra damage.
Oh no! And we'll see if this sliver of health helps. Coming down. You still got burst. Even after, oh no,
what
okay.
A press.
All right. I was really worried that Hero Burst would come back to bite him after that first game, but no, it's working out. He's got it back, he got the round, we're big chilling right now.
Honestly, watching these past 2 rounds, it doesn't feel like Fukkoo's scared of XCALIBURBLADEZ at all.
No, it feels like they're both very much still feeling each other out,
right.
Which is like kind of tight, I'm not gonna lie. Definitely a good sign of things to come. There's the overdrive activation, and we're just gonna go right into EA while holding that down. Thank you. Give me some open. Just a meeting.
Triple nail. There's the air throw. Catching XCALIBURBLADEZ trying to escape. Let's separate you from the doll now as we bring him to the corner. And there it is. 2 seals. Didn't get a bumper set because it was a bit awkward right there. Now you got to worry about the doll right there. But it doesn't matter if you catch Carl first because that's going to be deactivating Nirvana in the process.
Look at the throw. That throw involved goes a long way sometimes. And there it is. Empty jump low. Drops the combo. Oh, all right. Once again, XCal has a sliver. And a long way to go, plenty of meter. Okay, it was started. Fukkuu starting to evade the fireball. Okay, gets the first. This is so close. Oh my goodness. If you block anything, you're gonna get chipped right here. Like you're gonna need to preemptively hit the barrier, counter assault.
Wow, the JA actually connecting there. But a great match there from Fukkuu with that 2A. I feel like I'm gonna be saying that a lot as well because these 2As, these mash callouts have been so clean from Fukkuu. And I love too how it's like, remember how I said he never really overextends?
Yeah.
How often have you seen him use drive on defense?
Not at once, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Like hardly.
Drive. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Like
no.
5D, 2D,
yeah,
6D, right? He's hardly used it at all. And instead, just relying on his more solid, reliable buttons like 2A.
Which is good. You know what I'm saying? You can break those out later when you need them. Down. Okay. Yeah. Just going under. Not ready to block. There's a good anti-air. Yo, so many stray hits and no conversions. Yo, we're scrambling right now.
Yeah, but look at that health from XCALIBURBLADEZ is starting to add up over time, and now we found an actual real hit that's going to be converting into a combo. Poison Nail to increase the damage on this combo as well. There it is, 2 seals and then the bumper.
All right, 20 a meter. Don't think this kills right here. Yeah, it's going to scale pretty heavily, but one more. There's the setup. That's evil.
You know it's over when Fukkuu pops out the Nail Umbrella. I've yet to see him use it, but he's so confident in that position that he decides to use the rest of his nails to kind of guarantee that setup. Still though, XCALIBURBLADEZ still finding a way to get out. His defense still is nothing to overlook here, as XCALIBURBLADEZ has Fukkuu locked here in the corner, and now things are really scary for Fukkuu. He's been doing a good job of just mashing out and using his defensive options to escape these positions, but without burst especially, XCALIBURBLADEZ has kind of locked him in that position, and even as he tries to escape, a fantastic overdrive activation from XCALIBURBLADEZ will be avoiding it and taking him to that next round.
Hell of a comeback right there, man. Hell of a comeback.
Yeah, I mean, that was almost set point for Fukkuu.
Very, very close. Very close. XCal. Oh, blocks out the sandwich setup. Oh, no. I spoke too soon. Gonna force the burst out of Fukkuu. XCal's movement is like, oh, no. I spoke too soon. I'm sorry, XCal. This is good stagger pressure, too. Yo, he is doing a really good job of starting to evade these command grabs. That hit him early, and he's like, all right, fine. You want to represent it? I'm going to have the counterplay locked in.
All right, now he has Fukkuu completely sandwiched, and there it is, the cross-up. Catches Fukkuu, but unfortunately wasn't able to fully convert that into a combo. Nirvana's gauge is also looking really low, so we want to be careful about how much we choose to expend Nirvana's moves.
And there's the unsummon right there, yeah. Oh! Oh, okay, this still might be trouble. Blocks the overhead. He's looking up to hold this whole thing.
And right now, the way that Fukkuu is just moving around the screen is like waiting for these perfect opportunities to move in, and look at that. He finds it right here, snatching his XCALIBURBLADEZ out of the corner right there, snatching him from his queen, and his XCALIBURBLADEZ does not have his most important chest piece to protect him from this round win.
Crowd is popping off for Fukkuu right now, dog. All the Carl haters in the crowd are loving it. Command throw again. Yup. Let him know. One more time. Yup. Couple more. Oh, went for the overhead that time. Man, a third command throw. Yes, sir. Do it again.
You know, this time we're just going to mix it up. We still have so many nails remaining, so we're going to just keep this position for so long. And when we don't have Nirvana next to us, Fukkuu just runs rampant there on XCALIBURBLADEZ. What a huge win here for Fukkuu as he gets winner's finals guaranteed.
Popping off right now. You see my man Aerodap beating his chest in the crowd. Shout out to Aerodap. Beat Elon New 13, by the way, in this bracket. No small feat. XCal going to be falling to losers, and it looks like Fukkuu is going to have to deal with another puppet character in winners finals.
Hey, let me tell you, the community has spent their money well. $2,000 was raised in order to get Fukkuu, or at least the Japanese player that won Jay Anson's tournament back in October.
Shout out to Jay Anson.
They raised $2K for the winner of that tournament to make it here to Frosty. And Fukkuu being that winner, money well spent, making it to winners finals like that and dismantling North America's best player.
Yeah, all of North America's best players. Like, it wasn't just XCal he had to beat to get here. Like, he took out a lot of folks, including, I believe, one of the players stepping up right now. Our former champion, ICECOOL, is stepping up to the plate. And
yeah,
I believe
oh, what's up?
This is
MYORO.
MYORO, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Trip me out there for a minute. Okay.
Yeah, but right now we have on the stage ICECOOL and MYORO as our next match up. Yes, ICECOOL, your Frosty FAUSTINGS 2025 champion, is starting this one on the loser side of the bracket because, like you just said, Fukkuu was the one that sent him down into this position, and he's trying to get that run back. I don't think he's really practiced much against MYORO either. MYORO, one of those players that hasn't really been playing a lot recently. The last major tournaments he's kind of shown up for when it comes to BLAZBLUE Central Fiction has been Beach Episode 2022 and Evo 2017. It's been a hot minute here for MYORO, so he's kind of come out of this pseudo-retirement to come play some more BLAZBLUE, and what a way to prove yourself once again here at his very first Frosties in a very similar boat to a player like Don making top 8.
Now you got to do it against the former champ himself. This is going to be interesting, man. This is like obviously not a matchup that he's not used to. That doesn't make it easy though.
Yes.
This Susan character, she is a bit of a tank. Definitely get some options once the unlock comes out. But prior to that, dealing with I almost called this character Don, dude. Relius, excuse me. I'm so used to seeing Relius on Don's side.
He's like our only Relius player in the stage.
I'm saying, bro. They're synonymous with each other at this point. It's kind of crazy. All right, Bun checks over. We're gonna be hopping right into it. ICECOOL, yeah. Hit us with the gamer lean. ICECOOL always looks like he's just ready to like choke out a fool on stage if they get in his way. You know what I mean? Like he's always locked in, bro.
Yeah, looks like it, but you have to be really locked in because this is the loser side of the bracket. You live or you die by this set, and we'll be seeing who's going to be moving forward as we get right on into it. ICECOOL, in proper ICECOOL fashion, starting this set off by walking backwards and getting an assessment of what to expect here in neutral.
Kind of what we're seeing from MYORO too, right? We saw a lot of just like throwing the doll out, see, okay, are you gonna run into it? No. I'm gonna do this. Are you gonna run into it? No. And now ICECOOL says, all right, it's time to engage. Give me some unlocks. Give me some damage, baby. Oh, okay. No conversion, that's fine.
Yeah, so we got some pretty interesting unlocks already. We got Orb, we got God Press, and we got Sword. Normally you don't really see them unlocked in this order.
Yeah.
But hey, now we got Ground Viper, we got DP. I feel like we're feeling pretty comfortable here. We can unlock Spin in just a moment if we find another combo, or if MYORO even lives another combo.
Let's see, MYORO gonna get the turnaround right here. Needs to extend this because I don't know if y'all see that barrier gauge right there, but that is pretty low. You don't want to be putting against the block from against ICECOOL right now.
It looks like MYORO is going to be keeping this position as we pop that duelist bias. You cannot burst it, you cannot escape it, and MYORO is going to be guaranteeing the damage here by popping that OD and recovering all that gauge here with Ignis after the super.
All right.
So let's keep that pressure rolling here, setting the Ignis out almost immediately to detect ICECOOL's approach, and ICECOOL just holding back words, and MYORO trying to close that distance to finish off ICECOOL, but that burst finally represents itself.
This is rugged for ICECOOL. Spends the burst and then instantly spends the 50 on the RC for gun to try to get in. Doesn't get in and is now back in the corner. He's going to have to block so out. Good block in the 6A. Oh, no. You are dead, my friend. That burst might come back to bite you.
Yeah, but the crazy part, too, is that was ICECOOL's only opportunity to burst in that entire sequence. So ICECOOL trying his best to conserve as much health as possible, could not see it through. Still, though, while we're down a round, this is another great start here for ICECOOL, as we'll be unlocking all of our relevant special moves here with Ground Viper, and we're going to be getting the DP as well.
There it is. Yeah. All right. Much better start.
Yeah, that should be the spin unlock right now. This should just pump the amount of damage that ICECOOL can get off this current, confirmed by a very wide margin.
Gives you some better Oki, I think, too, right?
Yes.
Yeah, here we go. Oh, no. Oh, that's not good, though. Once again, ICECOOL up to an early lead, and MYORO might just turn this around. Let's see if the defense is better this time.
Right, but here's the thing. MYORO needs to get that knockdown if we want to pop that duelist bias again. And there's that DPRC from ICECOOL running right out of the corner and stealing the round away.
All right. Well, they call him the champion for a reason. Way to keep it ice cool and collected in the corner.
Yeah, just perfect timing there with that DP, catching MYORO with his pants down, and now we're going to be going to the final round of game number 1. ICECOOL immediately stuck in the corner, and that's not really a great position to be here if you're Susanoo, right? No seals, you don't really have very many defensive options, so ICECOOL feeling forced to pop that OD to get access to some of our special moves.
Dog, this is looking rugged. Anti-air by the doll fortuitously came down to the left, but this is Puppet character in BLAZBLUE Central Fiction. We can combo off counter assault.
Yes. I love how MYORO just using these resources as well, but speaking of using these resources, we might have used a little too much, as now we don't have that doll. And I love how ICECOOL felt so confident in just unlocking that Sail from full screen, because without doll, Relius doesn't really have very many full screen options to actually check ICECOOL from doing so.
Yeah. All right. Oh, this is such a... For as rough of a spot this is still very much anybody's game. There's the overhead. All right, we're going to force the burst out.
I mean, honestly, everything changed when MYORO stopped paying attention to that doll gauge and let it run dry. But it looks like now we're going to be back in perfect form, where I say that because ICECOOL might be looking in perfect form instead with this combo. OD activation just increasing so that combo by so much, and 5,100 damage. We'll be making sure that ICECOOL gets this game.
That was sick. All right, hell of a confirm right there. ICECOOL, dog. I'm not sure I have words to describe that exactly. Like, that went all 3 rounds, but, like, that still feel like it could have been anybody's game, man.
Right. It took a very long time, too. It was very back and forth for sure. And oftentimes what it kind of feels like, too, is like, man, it feels like whoever gets that first knockdown, that first pressure started, it's kind of hard for the other player to take things back unless you go for these risky options like that TP.
All right, I'm loving the defense right here. Yep, so showed the anti-air right there. That's going to be good data for ICECOOL. Checks the doll.
Calling Ignis out, catching him with the air to air, gonna get a combo off, gonna continue to harass him with Ignis, and there's the command grab, snatching him from behind.
Yeah, that's a hard spot to get for sure. 6B again, just keep the pressure coming. Wow, finally finds a hit, not able to get a full conversion. But once again, MYORO's barrier gauge is looking very light. He's gonna have to play Nuke very carefully here.
Just trying to create that distance between him and ICECOOL. So he can't just go in and 6B. You like that in the face. MYORO knows that was trouble, so use that burst almost immediately.
Sheesh. All right. I'm loving this brick wall that ICECOOL is putting up in neutral. Like, really just can't get by. He checks the doll, checks the player. Yeah, there it is. RC into the throw. What do you think? I don't think it's enough to kill, do you?
It depends if we get 50 meter here.
Oh, just shy. Instantly jumping out. No meaty for ICECOOL. Very respectful of the 100 meter on MYORO's side. And there it is, DPRC, and ICECOOL is 1 round away with 9 seconds left. I didn't even see that. Good call out, dog. Oh, my goodness. Wow, yeah, dude, we're going the distance with these games, man. I'm loving this defense.
Yeah, I mean, right now, we're just playing a very patient neutral. It's like, you do your move first, and I'm going to try my best to counter it. And that's kind of how ICECOOL's approach has been. It's like, okay, you're just going to send your doll to harass me at full range, so I'm going to wait to time my move so that I'm hitting the doll and hitting you at the same time.
Oh, I love it. It's like, considering like how chaotic both these characters can make neutral, I really like how measured they're both playing. All right, no burst here, but you could, no, he might hold on to it. Dual bios, jump out, good tech on the air throw, he's ready. My man is ready, okay.
This is why you don't cancel into a dual bios unblocked like that.
Yup.
Super activation, but no, it's too far away. What were you trying to do? Was that a misinput on the sword?
Wow, I have no idea. I'm going to be honest. I just looked over and I saw ICECOOL's eyes darting across the screen. I'm like, oh, all right. I don't usually see this man start to crack under pressure because his facial expressions give nothing away.
ICECOOL going to be starting this one off with full resources in that OD gauge. And one thing I'm really interested in seeing is like MYORO and how he uses that barrier gauge. He knows that he used that barrier a lot here against ICECOOL. And the idea behind it is that we're pushing Susanoo far enough away to where he can't just 5D and unlock a seal.
Well, speaking of unlocking seals, we're going to get a few more right now. Charge it up. Yup. 6B again, stay plus.
But hey, look at that barrier now, running so low. MYORO going to get opened up by that 6B. However, in ICECOOL putting in a dominant performance here to widen that gap by such huge margins that this combo will be enough to get that kill, spending the super, and that is going to be enough. ICECOOL shaking MYORO's hand and setting him out of the bracket.
That was fire, bro. That was fire. ICECOOL, deep, yeah. A little sigh of relief right there. And he's going to be moving on. Is that going to be against Monarch?
The runback.
ICECOOL versus Monarch. Yo, shout out to the winner of this next game, too. They're going to have to play XCALIBURBLADEZ. Like, RIP. That was not how I had things going in winner's side. I'm going to be honest. I was wrong on both those counts. We're going to see two of my other favorite players, honestly. FUZZAMA, our you could say our local Hazama champion, and of course Play Guy, who I feel like either Play Guy makes like a deep run and gets second, or like doesn't make top 8 when I see them at majors. It's crazy. Had a set that I don't think I will ever forget against Fenrich back at Combo Breaker. I don't think I will.
Yeah,
ever
I think
forget
Play
that
Guy
set.
has really nailed his inconsistency problem he's had at previous majors, where it really feels like before, Play Guy dominates these online tournaments alongside Don, alongside FUZZAMA, alongside XCALIBURBLADEZ when he used to actively play in them all the time, right?
Yeah,
but I mean, here's the thing: it's like while he does so well in there, always has had a hard time at these majors, like
Yeah.
kind of dropping early in top 48, maybe not even making it at all. But I feel like in these past few tournaments that he's attended, he's been able to get these top 8s pretty consistently. So I think that's really good on him to try and nail that in an offline scenario.
Oh, man. I love the camera angle here. You can see the sweat on these players. They're feeling it, and also it is hot as hell in here. I know y'all can't feel it at home, but my goodness.
Dude, I don't even
cooking.
know why I'm wearing outerwear at this moment in time.
I had to lose. I got a coat and a sweatshirt at my feet right here, and I lost those frame one upon walking
At this
in
point, I just got to
ballroom,
keep it consistent, man. Because if I take it off, they're going to be like, where did it go?
Oh, yeah. I'm a wild man. I'm going crazy. You're going to see me with no shirt on in about 5 minutes if it continues like this.
Well, let's not go that far.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to get ass back next year.
I don't think the Twitch chat needs to see that.
No, they certainly don't. No, they certainly don't. You got to check my OnlyFans for that one. I mean, we got a little button check right here. And, yeah, absolutely no surprise to the character select screen. These two are not going to be breaking out any hidden secondaries. This is going to be Hazama versus Ragna.
Yes, and this is a very classic matchup. You know, you may recognize it from other players playing against each other.
Yeah.
But this is something we've seen a lot already.
So much.
So right off the rip, we can kind of just talk about the matchup theory, right? When it comes to how these two characters want to be playing against each other, specifically for Ragna, the idea is you want to be walling out Hazama with preemptive normals, right?
Yeah.
Think JC, just this big hitbox that you put up in the way that prevents Hazama from just moving in with the chains. That's going to be one of the key ways we're going to be keeping Hazama from playing his game, where what he wants to be doing is playing as lame as possible. He's going to be up there in the upper reaches, the upper corner of the screen, just spamming these chains, poking and prodding at Ragna, poking and prodding at Play Guy until he makes a mistake, and then he moves in through that gap. So it's going to be really interesting to see how FUZZAMA closes that distance and how Play Guy is going to be preventing him from doing so.
Yo, Play Guy took off the Ash Ketchum hat, though, and I have to point out, you got to turn that piece backwards, bro. Taking it off is not an option. You know what I'm saying? You got to, I don't know. That we'll see if that's a factor in this set. No, Fuzz is really good at doing that thing where he'll just send it with the chains and then just completely switch up how he's doing it to switch up your momentum. It's very frustrating to deal with. We'll see how Play Guy goes around that. And his anti-air game, too, something I am consistently impressed by. Get ready to see that a lot tonight. Fuzz is, gets it again, got a barrier. Even Play Guy knows. He's like, oh, I'm in that range. I got a barrier. Yes.
Here we go, back to mid-screen, finds a hit with a chain, and FUZZAMA's going to be able to convert that into some corner carry as we're going to be tossing Play Guy to the East Coast. FUZZAMA going to be chasing him down with his final chain, but Play Guy going to get hit medium. FUZZAMA looking really, really good here as Play Guy's looking worth for winner.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. 2B going to do a lot of work here for Play Guy. Not going to see the burst yet. That was, I don't know what happened there.
What was that drop, buddy?
I'm kind of tilted. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, Ragna health is not going to do you any favors right there. My friend Fuzz is going to be cackling with that one. Bro said, thank you for the free round.
Oh, there we go. FUZZAMA starting this one off strong with that first round in the book. Play Guy trying his best to run away from these chains and try to chase him down simultaneously as well. But oftentimes it feels like more you want to be kind of letting FUZZAMA come to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you said it earlier. You threw out a big aerial hitbox and hope he kind of runs into it. Oh, all right. TRM. Play Guy working on a perfect right now. This is exactly what I want to see. Might have left a little damage on the table. Okay, no, we got our knockdown here. We're good.
Yeah, now here we are. We're going to be seeing 2A City, 2A. Trying to jump up and wall out, continue to wall out FUZZAMA. FUZZAMA going to be winning that interaction still, though, stuck in the corner with his back up against the wall. Is going to be off to pop that OG, get a little bit of life steal, get a little bit of damage, convert that into the attention. This is going to be so much damage. Could be more, but unfortunately, we do not have 50 mirror for the double super.
I'm kind of surprised Play Guy threw out the 5B on the activation there. Yeah, look at that health hog. He was at full health a minute ago. And now he's, no, able to get the burst out.
Yeah, let me tell you, that health bar was blood red, but now both players in critical condition. It looks like Play Guy will be finding that overhead, but is this going to be enough? It looks like it will as Play Guy seals it. And that is going to be a round apiece here in game number 1.
Wow. It's going to be one of those matches, huh? All right. Slugfest, baby. Let's do it.
All right, chasing him down. Oh, and that's a big whip there, and I love that Play Guy was immediately able to capitalize off of that.
Very happy to just press 5B right there. Play guy is, you know, pretty good at using one of the best normals in the game. Charging up, okay, yeah.
Yeah, just not wanting to deal with that right there. It's like, okay, I see you're in stance. I'm just going to back all the way up.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Oh, and he held it. Okay, yeah. I believe that's a safe jab on normal activation. I think Play Guy committed something else there.
Yeah. Normally, you'll see a lot of players try to continue to 2A, continue to mash, or maybe even throw in response to that OG. So just popping that EA like that is a way to avoid that.
Whoa, there's the 2A again. Double 2A is going to scale pretty heavily, but we're happy to still be on offense here. Plus frames again. All right.
There's that counter assault coming in from FUZZAMA. We'll begin that OG back pretty soon as well. And I feel like FUZZAMA is looking to pop it as long as we don't get hit. Like I'm getting caught from full screen, but a little too far away, so no conversion from FUZZAMA. We're just going to continue to play this neutral. FUZZAMA afraid to try and approach Play Guy in this moment because of how Play Guy is playing so reactive by just jumping into the air, waiting for FUZZAMA's approach. But FUZZAMA finally making his way in, right, recognizing the gap, and now has evened up the life totals between these two players.
Oh, good blocks. RC to make it safe, and he activated it anyway. Did he get it? He got it. Play Guy with the overdrive activation. Gonna finish Hazama off right there. My goodness.
Oh, that Play Guy was so ready to block that after such a cheeky attempt to try and open up Play Guy.
Yeah.
Very risky there, just running up 6B and then RC. Keep in mind that is the only way to convert off of that overhead. It is hard to block, but you need meter to do so.
Yeah. Is that punishable on block too? I can't remember. Is that safe?
It's negative on block.
Okay, negative on block. All right. Good enough for me.
Yeah, I think it's negative, slightly negative.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I know it's not plus. I just
right,
don't know
exactly. No, you don't get to keep your turn going after they block that. That's already enough work for them.
All right, here we go. Game 2, Play Guy. Up 1. Yeah, there it is. Okay, able to read the full chain send right there and do a little interrupt with the JA.
Right, nice hit there from FUZZAMA, opening up Play Guy, and FUZZAMA is kind of that Build-A-Bear character when it comes to these combos, as we're going to be chucking the Play Guy into the corner yet again here. 5B, +2, +2, +2, +2.
Woo! Okay. Air throw. We've seen quite a few of those throughout this top 8 so far. And this is where Ragna health is going to be a little bit of a factor. Ragna lowest health in the game.
We kind of equalize it by gaining a little bit of health back when we do our combos or when we do our block strings.
Wow.
But generally, it's not going to be enough, especially if we're going to be starting a combo off like that with the Hotenjin, and the rest of this combo should just be completely for safe.
This is clinical defense right there. A bunch of IVs, backdash the special, and they get the punish. FUZZAMA is thriving right now. My goodness.
Yeah, both of these players playing at the top of their game. FUZZAMA finally getting around yet again and looking to close this game out. Good blocks from Play Guy, catching FUZZAMA running to the other side.
Stagger pressure coming out, blocks the 6B. Oh, okay. It gets canceled into the dead spike, I think. Damn, dude.
OG and immediately backing up. We're going to get that really fast chain regen. We're going to constantly be in that vicinity of Play Guy to steal a little bit of that life away, finding that hit, and now that's going to be Play Guy in the corner yet again, but we dropped the combo. A little uncharacteristic for FUZZAMA.
That was really good patience there from Play Guy playing around that. Oh, it's going to be rewarded. There's the hit. All right. Yeah, left some damage on the table there, my friend. Yeah, oh, yeah. I wish y'all could have seen Salty's face right there. My goodness. Here it is. Trying to get it started again. Play Guy still needs one more good hit here. Has the meter to make it happen, though. Crush trigger gets blocked. Or barriered, excuse me.
Yes, money to block this out, but we finally get opened up. A Play Guy now on set point and finishing it off there with that Carnage Scissors.
And remember, this is losers. This is Fuzz's tournament life on the line right here.
Yes, it is one final opportunity here from FUZZAMA, starting this one off with that purse available. Stopping mid-away, catching Play Guy, trying to go for a more aggressive approach with that JC. And FUZZAMA is going to be getting a lot of damage because of that 4K, just like that, without any meter spend. FUZZAMA has to be careful, though, when it comes to these chains. And Play Guy knows that, moving right on in and finding a really nice hit there with that 5B.
All right, overdrive activation is going to be a hard punish for that. FUZZAMA is about to dish out some big damage. Bro knows how to send it when he needs to. Oh, no. All right, last chain whiffs. still, pretty much anything is going to kill you right now.
Yeah, here we go. Trying to establish that stagger pressure. And I mean, trying to press after that OD is a little bit rough there. FUZZAMA's just going to keep on pressing that 2A.
Indeed, and there it is. One apiece here. FUZZAMA is holding on for dear life against Play Guy. Hey, let's see what the adjustment is. Both
Is
these
it
cats
dear
are going
life?
back into it. Yeah, no, not really. They're I don't know. They're swinging, bro.
I'd argue they've been pretty evenly matched so far. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes FUZZAMA will have dominant rounds of his own. But sometimes it does get pretty close here, and I'm hoping that we'll see that here for game number 3.
I feel like they're both doing a good job of like knowing when it's time to snowball and just like making it happen. But yeah, you're right. Like overall, neutral feels like it's been pretty even so far, which like I don't know, it could be a bit of a struggle for Ragna in this matchup sometimes. Yeesh. All right.
Yeah, sometimes as Ragna can kind of feel like you're pushing that rock up the hill, right? In a lot of matchups. But so far, Play Guy has been holding his own. Using a lot of that barrier here to negate the advantage that FUZZAMA's going to be getting here. There's the DP finally coming in, and we're going to run in with that stagger pressure. 2A, 2A, 5B there, frame trapping FUZZAMA.
Woo! There's the 6B again. Cancel. Oh no, another drop, dude! Oh no. Bro's been playing too much PC. Warm up with the PS4.
That counter assault getting his way out, and Play Guy is just retreating, not wanting to deal with that OD as FUZZAMA's letting chain after chain rip.
Wow. You saw that button from Play Guy too. Went for the anti-air right there, just got stuffed. Fuzz is in a really good position, runs through DP, and that was a very weird trade, but I'll take that.
Yeah, counter assault immediately from Play Guy, not wanting to deal with his offense. Counter assault yet again. We did not want to get harassed by these 5Bs, but now we don't have any meter to get the kill here.
You needed that. Look at his barrier gauge. He couldn't afford to block much more. Tries to TRM. Oh, he tries to TRM, but he's going to die for it. All right, so you saw that whiff 5A. Obviously, whiffs on crouchers. That's one of those things people do to try to get you, like, teching or specifically OSing. If you see that barrier flash, that means they went for it. You throw him, TRM. God damn, bro. Fuzz was just a step ahead.
2A, 5B. FUZZAMA backing this all the way up. FUZZAMA on set point here again. Play Guy catching him from above. Lots of small hits. There's a purple throw attempt, but Play Guy going to be taking that. Not going to be doing any push-ups today. Making over FUZZAMA and catching him from the other side.
Play Guy,
we go.
Take us to final round, please. I would like to see a final game, final round. Could you do that for us, sir? There's the
Play Guy we
TRM.
trust, and there's that TRM that you're talking about. As you can see, that is the real potency of that setup.
All right, one more hit. You got the meter. There's it is. All right, 6B, overdrive is there. Are you going to lock it out? No.
Not yet. FUZZAMA still alive, still kicking. Much to Play Guy's dismay as FUZZAMA slips his way on out back to full screen. Trying to reset the pace of this match so far.
All right, 40 seconds left on the clock. Play lame as hell because we've already seen what happens when Fuzz starts to snowball, right? He could make that comeback. He's got the damage for it.
Yeah, right
play
now
it safe.
there's no need to really try and commit to all too much here against FUZZAMA. FUZZAMA finds some small hits here and there, but feels like a very awkward hit every now and then where we're not able to convert that into anything real. FUZZAMA going to be popping OD surprisingly enough, and Play Guy immediately taking him out of that round.
He's been doing that a lot. Fuzz will activate overdrive, and Play Guy just sends it full forward. I think got punished for it in the first game, but after that, he's been pretty consistent. All right. Play Guy holding on to the burst for this last round, too, is going to be a big deal. Good tech on the throw. Here we go. Still has decent position, but has to navigate the chain. Awkward drop for Fuzz. Wasn't ready to convert at that height. There's the 5A anti-air that he was looking for.
Yeah, the audience sure loves this guy. Play Guy, one of the crowd favorites, and now is putting himself into a winning position here against FUZZAMA without meter, without OD. We don't really have a lot of defensive mechanics that we can use here, and we're going to have to rely on this counter assault in position if we want to escape, but Play Guy giving that position away by trying to go for a throw.
And this is where it starts right here. Fuzz cannot let Play Guy out of the corner. Oh, okay, gets the burst out of him.
Yeah, there we go. I'm sure if you're Play Guy, you're feeling pretty good about that. FUZZAMA now trying to wall out Play Guy, hopping to the other side. Command grab. And surprisingly, no burst from Play Guy there.
No.
It's okay with just letting FUZZAMA have this corner position.
He knows overdrive will kill. He's saving it for overdrive.
Got RC keeping this pressure going.
There it is. Okay, 5A anti-air. Barring any drops, this should be it. Overdrive finish. Play Guy eliminates FUZZAMA. Oh my goodness, yo. That was the closest match we've had so far. And I don't know about you, I'm locked back in. As a certified Ragna hater, I'm in, dog. I'm all in right now.
Ragna hater, huh?
Oh, I'm a Jhin player.
It was so cool, though.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Very cool character. Some of my best friends are Ragna players. I just don't like Ragna. Don't take it personally. Aerodat, specifically, I'm talking to you, buddy. I know you'll watch this later. It's all good. Anyway.
But what a performance, right? Because I believe this is Play Guy's very first Frosty Top 8. I believe this is FUZZAMA's first Frosty Top 8 as well.
No.
So unfortunate that
Fuzz had to have made it
a
last
little bit
year.
earlier. No, I don't think so.
All right. Your memory's better than mine. I'm going to take your word for it.
We might have to look at that and fact check it ourselves.
Well,
but
when we go to break, we'll take a look at that, absolutely.
yeah, but Play Guy going to be the one advancing forward and guaranteeing at least 5th place here.
Yes, it is. Yes, indeed. And we are going to be going. Oh, we're going to do that ad break right now. So when we come back, we'll tell you if Play Guy made top 8 last year at Frosty FAUSTINGS. So don't go anywhere because that info will be right here.
I hope I'm not wrong.
We'll see. All right, and we're back. Frosty FAUSTINGS 18, BLAZBLUE Central Fiction. My name is Lennox, Salty Boy right here, and I'm pleased to report Play Guy got 7th at Frosty FAUSTINGS last year. For the first time in my adult life, my memory has not been comically wrong. So cheers to that, I suppose.
I was half right. I get half the credit there because FUZZAMA previously has gotten 9th place at 2024 and 2023
yep.
as well. So
yeah. 9th place twice in a row.
Barely not making top 8. And so while this has been his best performance to date, I'm sure he wants to make a better run into top 8 than he would have.
No doubt. And it's hard too when it's hard when you lose to Don and Play Guy, dude. Like, 2 of the best players in North America and 2 players that you play against a fair amount. Like, we've seen Don beat both of them before. Or Fuzz beat both of them before. I'm sorry. We've seen Fuzz win.
Yeah, but I mean, like, by extension, you can say the same thing about Play Guy and Don. It's like, they play against each other all the time. Like, it would make sense for them to lose or not lose at the same time. Yeah. So it's like a bit of a situation where it's like, you just got to win at the end of the day.
Indeed.
And Play Guy's the one that's just proving himself here on this big stage. So really good stuff to Play Guy. But, I mean, can you really blame me with how this bracket has been going so far?
Absolutely
We've been thrown curveball after curveball. If this is your first time tuning into BLAZBLUE Central Fiction here at Frosty FAUSTINGS, then you have not seen the wonders that was top 48. I mean, we had Wallbass there with the Jubei just cleaning house, eliminating players like Rika Senadust and Kilokobis from winner side of the bracket.
His run was insane.
I know, right? And so many players that you would normally expect to make top 8 here at Frosty's have just been denied of that spot. I mean, we're talking about Badline, we're talking about Massam, Elion, Kobe, like I just said, Daze and Greek. I mean, not making the cut after consistently making top 8 year after year just goes to show how stacked this bracket really is.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Very, very heartening in a way. You know what I mean? Like, this game got... let's put it this way. This game was not the lowest on the entrance list. Let's put it that way. We had, 200 plus?
Yeah.
That's still really
224 to be exact.
And to get all these international players out here too, performing at the level that they are still performing is really a treat. And speaking of a treat, we're going to get a rematch from last year. It's going to be ICECOOL versus Monarch there on the stage right now.
Talking about how stacked the bracket is, ICECOOL versus Monarch on the loser side of the bracket.
And loser side, yeah. Playing for 5th place, dude. Playing for 5th place. Monarch made it in on winner's side, but our former champion did not.
But here's the thing, too. It's like, this is also a run back of Frosty FAUSTINGS 2024, which Monarch ended up winning. So if you remember, Monarch kind of just dismantled ICECOOL in grand finals, but
that one wasn't close.
ICECOOL actually beat Monarch in winners finals. So we have a bit of an interesting dynamic here where ICECOOL is capable of beating Monarch, especially in those first sets, but Monarch takes a little bit more time to adapt. So starting here on the loser side of the bracket means that Monarch might be going home.
No.
It's a button check. It's a button check.
Okay, all right. I saw that evil smile from ICECOOL. I got real scared.
Calm down. He doesn't have a Terami.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't know. This is one of those cats that, like, I just imagine him playing, like, the whole cast in his off time and just plays, like, Susan for bracket. Probably not, but, that's the level he plays at.
Well, I mean, especially at this point in the bracket, I mean, he's kind of throwing if he's not playing any character that isn't Susan.
Yes, agreed. All right, there we go. Lennox getting baited aside. Looks like we're going to be hopping right into it. So hopefully ICECOOL will be moving over to all the way up, rather, to, is it Susanoo? There it is. All right.
This is a matchup that Susanoo doesn't really like all too much. I mean, here's some things where, like, Lambda does struggle on defense. Susanoo can be suffocating,
He
right?
didn't have his color, bro.
But the thing is about Susanoo is that while he doesn't have the fastest dash in the game, he has a little bit of start tied to it. So zoning can really take him out of the game by just slowing him down, prevents him from actually making a considerable approach towards Lambda. Another thing too is that Lambda, unlike Nuke 13, has her drive moves spawn closer to her than normal. So because of that, it means less dead zones. It means that even if ICECOOL does manage to get close to Monarch, there's still a chance that he's not quite in that dead zone for Monarch to really be that scared.
Especially as the gravity well's out, like, Susan's such a tank to begin with. Once you try to navigate those shenanigans, and don't get me wrong, we've seen ICECOOL do it, but
Yes.
still a hell of a challenge, though. All right. Oh, they're letting the intro rock. All right, let's see. Do these guys get something unique, I hope, something interesting?
We're playing on the boss stage right here. This is 2024's and 2025's champions respectively here at Frosty Faustings, playing for 5th place as we get into round number 1. And ICECOOL once again playing that patient approach we've been seeing from him this entire top 8, backing up, waiting for his opportunity to get in, waiting for these moves to whiff in order for him to create that opportunity, create that gap for him to approach.
So very much could go either way. Take him where you can right here, I guess. Monarch's going to get out. So doing the plus frames to 6B. Chase down. Oh, okay. Fade away button to check the forward approach for ICECOOL. Yeah, he's got to hold this. Oh, no. Oh, it's worse.
Yeah, okay, we do have DP, we have God Press, and we have 4, but honestly, none of these special moves are really that useful here against Lambda. If I was ICECOOL, you definitely want to be looking for that Grand Viper.
Yeah.
You want to be looking for the sword, because those are what allow him to poke from a further distance, because look at that gravity well slowing down ICECOOL's speed, and then we can just summon our drive move and push him right back to full screen as he tries to run right in. Mark is slowly chipping away at ICECOOL's health with that ice pick right here in the form of all of these drive moves.
He's got 50. If he thinks he can find the right spot, he could do gun into RC and charge forward. We've seen that before from ICECOOL, but man, he's not having a chance to do it right now. Monarch got him in the corner. Yeah, here it is. All right, what are you blocking? You ain't blocking that. I ain't blocking that. Ain't none of us blocking that.
Yeah, and honestly, Monarch kind of needed that to hit against ICECOOL as well, because he had that DP. So if he did survive past that super, he would have probably let that DP rip, especially with that 100-meter on the table as well. But at this point, Monarch can just kind of sit back and relax and block and take a sip of water or something, because we only have 2 seconds left on the clock.
You saw like ICECOOL slowly walking forward there. He's like, well, even if I get a hit, like there's nothing.
Like, what am I doing here?
Yeah, like that's it. All right. Oh, you get caught low there, dog? What happened?
So that is a bit of a relevant win condition here for Monarch, where we don't necessarily have to take ICECOOL down to 0 health. You can kind of zone him out for the entire duration of the game, get that health advantage, and then watch hopelessly as ICECOOL attempts to clear that distance.
And if he does manage to clear distance, all you have to do is simply switch up the pace. We've seen Monarch do that time and time again. You switch up your rhythm, ICECOOL, all right, now I got to make a whole new set of adjustments.
Yeah, not being able to get close. I love how Mark is also playing at that range where you can't quite just pop your 5D and just get an unlock, right? Because Monarch can just catch you with one of his drive moves, right?
Yeah.
So that's something you want to avoid, and you just cannot go for these seal unlocks for free. And because that ICECOOL has just in this entire round not been able to access any of these moves, and unfortunately is not able to actually approach Monarch because of it.
Things are not looking good for our returning champion right now. Monarch's about to put the flag up and say, yo, put the word out, let them know we back.
This is the Monarch we know and love. That's what I can say right now. Back in top 48, when I was watching Monarch play, I was like, Monarch is looking a little worse for wear. Right?
Yep.
He's seen better days, but let me tell you, watching this set right here, it feels like we're watching Prime Monarch again.
I missed top 48. I'm ashamed to say I had other obligations, but the thing that you told me that really stuck out was Monarch is not teching throws as consistently, and that, to me, that's the big one. Because, like, that's what he does, dog. He holds down back and he will tech your throw and he will block your mix-up. Like, if he doesn't do part of that, that opens up a big hole.
Yeah, but so far we have yet to really see much, I guess, defense here from Monarch. I mean, you can kind of see this zoning as a bit of a defense by boxing ICECOOL out, but at the same time, it's like, ICECOOL has yet to really represent what he can do on Monarch's block, so Monarch has really yet to have been tested on that. But here we go, ICECOOL finally going to be closing that distance with a really well-timed air dash forward as Monarch attempted for that to go for that 5-2.
Yeah, all right. Text the first throw. Let's go.
Yeah, getting a little too ahead of ourselves with a purple throw.
Yeah, true.
Like, come on. Like, Monarch isn't teching his green throws, but he's teching his purple throws for sure. Crush trigger after that OD activation. That's kind of stealing ICECOOL's coffin here into this round.
Monarch still holding onto overdrive of his own. Working out a perfect, no less. Oh, right as I say that gets it stolen away. ICECOOL, yo, needs to get some more unlocks, dog. Like,
yeah, just waiting for that opportunity, waiting for that timing that Monarch has been consistently going for when it comes to using that 5D and perfectly timing these air dashes to close that distance. But you can see how Monarch instantly adapted afterwards, where ICECOOL tried to go ahead and do the same thing with that air dash, and Monarch, instead of pressing 5D, went for the anti-air instead.
Here it is, just like that, our former champion facing elimination right here. Yeah, we're in losers, Jesus. Monarch on set point and is off to a really good start here, yeah.
Former champion, you gotta specify who.
True. Most recent champion, I should say.
All right, big opening there on ICECOOL. Getting that first away from ICECOOL is really unfortunate as well, because OD is one of those ways where ICECOOL can kind of cheat those seals and get them unlocked immediately. But here we go, we've got that sword unlocked, and that's going to be really relevant here, because now Monarch can't just let these drive moves rip from full stream like he normally would be able to.
Starting to see a little switch up on offense here from ICECOOL too. Oh, okay. Okay, gonna hold the burst here. No need to hero burst. Might not even need to. He might not even kill, to be honest.
Yeah, no, but with such a huge health deficit, ICECOOL, I'm sure, is not terribly worried that that combo didn't kill. Monarch going to be creating that distance yet again, but now we have Sword, now we have Super, in an attempt to check Monarch, but Monarch playing very reserved. Maybe expecting that Super spend and let him use that move.
There it is. Okay, we're still alive. ICECOOL holding it down, able to overcome that early life deficit. Let's see what you got. You got a lot more work to do, though, my friend.
All right, catching him with the overhead. Oh, no! Locking ourselves into that move, and ICECOOL now trying to unlock those special moves, unlock that DP, but Monarch bursting at the perfect time to prevent him from unlocking that final one.
Yeah, look at these IBs, bro. Yeah, okay. Finally spends it on the counter assault here. Makes some space. Ooh, okay. Yeah, and that's going to even up this life deficit here. Monarch should be able to return to the zoning game plan after this, after he secures his life lead.
Yeah, or we just play as aggressive as possible now that ICECOOL has been pinned down. That's what we're going to be seeing right here. Lambda isn't always going to be a full zoner. We're going to be seeing a bit of that aggressive toolkit part of her as well.
We're staying that I-80 range so he can threaten it at the very least. That was a hell of a jump in through the gravity well. ICECOOL, yeah, gonna get that damage buff from active flow right here. Next hit, especially if you cancel into overdrive, should be enough. Okay, you got this? You got the route? No, brother.
No. Okay. We had the mirror to get the kill there, I think, too, right?
Yeah, I think so. Even Monarch was laughing about that when he's like, well, that one's on me, bro. Sorry. Instant rematch. Yeah. Both these folks still pretty confident. I'm loving it.
Yeah, I like this. You know, Monarch had a really powerful game number one, but nice adaptation from ICECOOL, especially with these well-timed air dashes, is really evening things up. And oh my god, flashbacks of 2024. ICECOOL opened up by the overhead yet again.
Don blocked almost every single one of those, and I think ICECOOL just got hit by the first one, dude. This is not a good sign of things to come, but we're not even close to over yet. Trying to navigate this gravity while getting pushed back into it. Ooh, okay. Well, I guess that could have been worse.
All right, backing all the way up. Nice usage of the gunshot there from ICECOOL. And Monarch thinking that ICECOOL is going to go for another air dash. Instead, ICECOOL keeping his feet planted on the ground and bolting right on in when he saw that Monarch made a huge whiff. And that whiff might just cost Monarch the game here.
Oh, there it is.
The counter assault coming through, pushing ICECOOL and creating that distance once again, having that gravity well set right up, so ICECOOL can't just go ahead and air dash right in like he has been doing so in the past. Backing up, running there on the ground, keeping his feet planted. have that Ground Viper. We're going to use that as a burst movement tool to close that distance between him and Monarch pretty quickly, especially with that meter. That could be a tool that ICECOOL may want to represent. And I think Monarch knows that too by setting these traps here, trying to set up these hitboxes so ICECOOL will run right into them.
All right, 10 seconds. Yo, this should be it right here. All right, spends the burst. Yeah, Monarch does not have the life lead right here.
No, we don't. We need to find that final hit here against ICECOOL, and ICECOOL is just running away. Oh, deactivation, pausing the timer. Oh, no. Do we want to be pausing the timer here?
Maybe. He was just trying to make sure he couldn't get approached on. Brother.
Do we want to be pausing the timer here?
No, that cost him. That, or not only do you not have overdrive going into this round, that cost you the round. Oh, no. ICECOOL going to be kicking himself over that one. Oh, and a beautiful anti-air to start things out. Monarch very much in control of this, is on set point, and now has the life lead, can very much afford to play lame as hell.
Yes, it is, and we find the overhead hit again. ICECOOL has just not been blocking these. This has been like a consistent problem he's had. Crush trigger, purple throw attempt, gets tech though, and there's that dead spot. Monarch running a little too far forward.
Oh no, gets caught on the jump. Now you're gonna have to play the blocking game. Never mind, overcommits.
Good blocks, but doesn't block the second overhead. ICECOOL is now in. We got spin, we got level 2 spin, and we got ground of Viper, so this is gonna be a lot of damage. Look at that, 4,500 blocks.
Wow.
Super as well. No RC to back it up, so ICECOOL is going to be getting yet another combo. Not gonna be enough to get the kill here though. Or maybe it will be, we'll see. Super comes out. Holding with bated breath, will this be enough? Yes,
Buddy.
it will. ICECOOL is still in the game.
Final game, final round. I was keeping my mouth shut there. I'm like, I'm not making any guesses. I ain't trying to jinx nobody here. No RCs in my house. Burst on both sides. We got plenty of resources to play with. Still very much anybody's set. There it is. All right.
All right,
again,
again,
Monarch.
up as well against ICECOOL.
Jesus, this is such a hard spot to get at if you got the gravity well on you.
Really great blocks against this pressure so far, blocking all these overheads from behind.
Good
Blocks out
blocks.
ICECOOL, and there it is, the anti-air on ICECOOL as he tries to go for the Hail Mary air dash yet again.
Yeah, this is just so clean. Oh, he jumps right over. Here we go. ICECOOL fighting back. Yo. Look at these blocks, man. We're gonna get timed out again this round, bro. I swear to God.
Well, we have 45 seconds on the clock left as we try and deplete half of ICECOOL's health. Same goes for ICECOOL here. He does have a decent amount of time to take out Monarch, but we gotta get close to Monarch first, or let Monarch come close to you as we pop that OG catch bar, going for that cross up.
I think that's what he was trying to do last round with the overdrive pop, and he was able to get the life lead off of it. 30 seconds left.
That might be the game changer. We blocked the overhead, and now Monarch is not able to get that conversion, sort of ending that turn. Still, though, we're back at full screen, and this is where Monarch really thrives. ICECOOL, though, with one good play, one good read, could completely change it. We saw how he could air dash in and just deplete Monarch's health bar, but right now we got 15 seconds left on the clock to worry about. Can Monarch close that health gap? It looks like we will. Now we have that health advantage, and now we can run away instead as we have 5 seconds left. Monarch just going to box out ICECOOL, knowing that he needs to make a quick and risky decision to close that gap. And unfortunately for ICECOOL, he did not have enough time to do so.
That was beautiful, man. That was beautiful. Pop the overdrive just at the right time. Lock out that burst. Make sure, okay, I got the kill combo for this. I'm not playing any games. I have already seen what you could do on a comeback and a pixel health. Wow. All right. ICECOOL is out. ICECOOL is out at 5th place after getting sent to losers by Fukkuu. Is going to be eliminated by Monarch, dog.
You know you got a good game when we are threatened by the clock ticking down.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know you got a good game on your hands when you see us hit sub 10 seconds right there and we start counting down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. And Monarch just so effectively uses that clock against the opponent, kind of weaponizing it against them. And that's really one of the key aspects of Monarch's play that I think doesn't get talked about enough.
So he doesn't get what?
That doesn't get talked about enough.
Oh, sure.
Right,
Yeah.
because like you can talk about the defense and you can talk about the zoning, but here's the thing: it's like, what does that end up putting us in? It's like we put us into us being threatened by the clock.
Yeah, absolutely. And next up, we're gonna have the other person I thought we were gonna see in winners finals. Going to be XCALIBURBLADEZ versus Playguy. Playguy, obviously, in probably the closest set we've seen so far tonight against FUZZAMA, coming off that big W, and Excalibur getting banged up by Fukkuu in winners. This is going to be interesting to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, man, gods can bleed, huh? For a while here in North America, I mean, just watching Excal just go to all these tournaments, it really feels like he was just undefeatable.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw Fenrich try his hand at trying to beat Excal right here.
Yeah.
And Fenrich couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Monarch couldn't do it. ICECOOL couldn't do it.
Fukkuu did it. Fukkuu did it.
And
Playguy can do it if he turns his hat backwards.
Right.
I believe.
Hey, the hat's back on.
Yeah. He's got to turn it around though. He's got to let him know it's game time. All right, what do you got? Don't take it off, bro. I know you're thinking about it. Oh, this is a button check. All right. That's why I'm getting banned again. Okay.
Yeah, just going to be a quick button check here. One thing you always want to be paying attention to here when it comes to Carl is where he chooses to place his doll, right? Because usually you want the doll right next to you, but sometimes you'll see that XL is really just okay with creating that distance between him and the doll, because that's going to be a bit of a tactic he can sneak in later on, where he can rush the doll forward from behind, catch you with a fireball in order to kind of stop your pressure. And that also prevents Nirvana from actually getting hit in the process. Nirvana being a doll, sorry.
Yeah.
I kind of swap between the two terms here and there.
You're good.
But, you know, that stops
took it
her
off.
from being hit in the process. So as long as you can maintain your block, then maintain your defense and keep on blocking these moves, keep on blocking the pressure, then that orb is going to come right in and interrupt the opponent. So that's one of the ways that he can kind of, you know, put the doll away as a bit of a tactic that he can use later on. But oftentimes, the general character theory you see with Carl is that he's going to kind of get behind the doll, and the doll is going to start doing some moves in front of him. Or the doll's going to be backing him up, like we see right here with that projectile spin.
Here we go, sandwich setup, trying to navigate it. All right, hasn't eaten a hit here so far. Oh, and right as I say that, Playguy gonna eat a big one. Ragna health is definitely gonna be a factor in this match. Carl does some, pretty decent damage, and you are going to be regretting every hit. I promise you that. Oh, big 5C, just stopping that forward momentum for Playguy.
Yeah, here's the thing. When it comes to Carl, it's not really the damage that you care about.
Sure.
It's the position he puts you in afterwards, because of the potential to get more damage, because of the way he can also just combo into unblockables. It's like, yeah, if you don't burst this one, you're kind of guaranteed 2 combos.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty annoying. Oh, yeah, just dashing right up, trying to use that fireball to cover. Good blocks from Playguy.
And good screen awareness from XCALIBURBLADEZ as well. The way he kind of just walked back, realizing that Playguy was jumping forward over the projectile, and made it so that Playguy landed perfectly between him and Nirvana.
Woo! There it is. Big 5B coming out for Playguy. Leave it. Oh, okay. And just run up 2A. Looks like XCal gets caught pressing Playguy. Working on a little bit of a perfect right here. Has plenty of resources. 6B. Even gods get hit by the 6B sometimes. All right, Playguy.
Yeah, bring him up high and bring him down low. Good amount of mirror spend. Here's the RC usage to try and go for that double overhead. XCal's going to be blocking it all the way through. Nirvana being sent back to XCALIBURBLADEZ, sent a little too far, backing up, sending out the projectile. Now Playguy has to respect that, but we did not!
Dude. Oh, no. And this is how it happens. Yo, what'd you say about you get hit once, you get hit 3 times or something like that? Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, we're seeing it right now, man. That's crazy. Oh, and there it is again. Oh, baits the burst. 4 hits, basically as gapless as it's going to get in this game. XCALIBURBLADEZ overcomes a massive life deficit in the span of seconds.
Yeah, you kind of want to burst. The thing is about Carl is it promotes early burst.
Yes.
Kind of for what I was talking about, where you get hit once, you get hit 3 more times.
Yep.
But also just like, once you're in that situation, it becomes very hard to actually properly time a burst, because you're constantly being backed up by the doll. Carl's backing up the doll himself, and you can just kind of safely block it a lot of times where it feels like much of Carl's pressure ends up being first save. Here we go, just activating, deactivating the doll here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, it's like a little bit of a spot dodge there on Play Guy's 5A attempt. I've yet to see that from XCALIBURBLADEZ here, but what a cool play.
Yeah, that's fun. That's like the micro plays right there from XCal that really lets you know, like, yeah, he's put the work in. He knows what he's doing with this character. Oh, okay, snatched. And the DP is going to come in clutch right there. Good block on the 6-speed doll. Is not active right now, which is good because he's about to build meter for counter assault.
Yeah, and already you can see where that weakness to start to glare for XCALIBURBLADEZ once doll was out of the picture, but now that doll is back, XCal kind of just turned back on the lights in his head, starts spinning, his gears in his head, starts spinning, the lights have turned on, and XCALIBURBLADEZ completely dismantled Play Guy after that.
Wow. XCal. Oh, yo, this is set point already? Dude, I blinked. What happened to the first game, bro? Golly.
All right, smacking him with it. 5A, interrupting the fireball in the process, but now you're sandwiched between Carl and Nirvana. Good job blocking this. Good job extracting himself from that situation as well, and jumping at that perfect angle to avoid the nails. A lot of times what I see is that when people try to jump out of that pressure, they end up getting into that nail range and getting hit by it without expecting it.
Wow, all right, just getting hit by the single overhead that time. Gonna force the burst out of Play Guy. Yeah, this is so hard. Play Guy almost like kind of doesn't look confident in his like range right here. He's a little scared of what Carl's gonna do to him.
Yeah, but the 2As, my beloved, unfortunately drops the combo there. And Play Guy not going to be able to get the damage he could have gotten there. We're seeing a little bit of that activate, deactivate there with Nirvana, that small dance in order to bait out Play Guy from trying to press those buttons and delete Nirvana here. Going back, just letting Nirvana be that wall, and it's just so tricky.
Yeah.
Play Guy's attempting to take out that doll, but XCALIBURBLADEZ making these sort of micro plays like we were talking about before. It's like, oh, you have me, now I'm not here anymore. And then catching Play Guy in the process. DP.
Oh, here it is, here it is. RC is going to keep it going. Another one, plus frames.
Doll's not active, Doll's not active.
You got to kill him now. I love the stagger there, but XCal was ready. TRM. No, it's too late. Doll's active.
All the way up, and Doll is back in the picture.
10 seconds. Carl's got the life lead. XCal's going to win this.
Yeah, XCal using that doll as a wall in the perfect movement as well, avoiding Play Guy entirely, and a timeout might be in the books. The tech and another throw attempt because the throw was the only way that we could be getting enough damage to take that win. Play Guy unfortunately getting timed out as XCALIBURBLADEZ moves forward through the bracket.
Man, that's too bad because like Play Guy's movement and how he was playing around the doll there was really solid, but XCal was really happy to just kind of like do the turn on, turn her off, turn her on, turn her off, turn her on, until XCal had to start swinging with bigger buttons, and then he said, okay, I'm going to whiff punish you now, so good luck with all that, and that was it, dude.
Yeah, it just takes advantage of the idea of, oh, you got to hit doll, because we saw him try to go run up with a 2A with a 5A, and the way that XCal timed that deactivate right there would avoid it and then punish Play Guy. If not punished, maybe take back that turn.
Yeah.
And then it made Play Guy start to second guess himself, like, do I actually try to go in and press a button on Nirvana? And because that allowed Nirvana to sort of plant her feet there in the middle of the screen and set up that foundation for XCal to take advantage of later in the round.
Even if he didn't get the whiff punish, he made sure the focus was on the doll and not Carl, which left that tail open to do whatever he wants. Yeah, that was some good clean play right there. We're gonna see the run back, dog. It's gonna be XCal versus Monarch for 4th place. But before we do that, it's gonna be winners finals. Don versus Fukkuu. Dude, this is the one I'm looking forward to. Both of these players surprised me in how effectively they picked their opponent apart in winners top 8.
Right?
Like I was really impressed. Like we were kind of talking about this beforehand. It's not necessarily a surprise. Like those matches could have gone either way.
Yes.
Could have gone either way. I wasn't expecting it to be as dominant as it was, though. Like, those were convincing matches, man. Like, I'm very impressed with what I've seen from them so far. And the terminally online BLAZBLUE player in me, like, kind of wants to see Don take this, man. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, probably the North American part of you wants to see that happen, to defend our home turf here against what is essentially our invader, international competition coming through and just cleaning house on us.
And I've just been watching Don beat fools for so long and come so close offline and like not really get it, or as much as like
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. We're going to do a little button check, and then we're going to be hopping right into this. But this is going to be the matchup. There will be no counter picks. Don does have a pretty gnarly Mew. I do not think we're going to see that.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be all Relius.
Dude, I think after this tournament, we're going to be looking at Bang in a different light. We're going to be like, are we actually playing Bang the correct way? Because the way that Fukkuu is just dismantling his opponents is absolutely insane. Like, these players that we kind of see as the gods of our game, right? The undisputed best players of our game.
I just get slapped around.
Kind of get slapped around. I mean, like, that XCAL match was...
XCAL got 2-0,
right,
dude! I've never seen XCAL get 2-0'd offline.
2-0, and it wasn't even that close, too. Like, the matches that Fukkuu won, it was just, like, completely dominating. The way he moved around the screen was so perfect, and we're going to be seeing a little bit more of that here because we have Relius with yet another puppet character trying to control the screen with that puppet. Not to the same extent as Carl, but I'm assuming that we're going to be seeing a lot of that same type of movement where we're going to be dancing around, especially in the air, to stall out those ball movements.
And this might be one of those matchups where, like, Fukkuu's slower playstyle might be to his disadvantage. Of course, right as I say that, he gets the opening hit, and he's going to be putting Don inside of the blender. Oh, 3 seals. 4 seals. Oh, okay.
Yeah, unlocking all 4 seals there. Not something we've seen from Fukkuu in the past, but he's just trying to maximize the damage he can get off these confirms because that is going to be giving him a flat damage increase to all of his drive moves. It's going to be buffed even more once he's in OD state, if he's able to get OD later on in this round because of how he spent that burst early and how dominant Don is looking here in this corner position as he continues to open up Fukkuu time and time again.
All right, Fukkuu has a pretty big life deficit to overcome. Poison is on Don. Oh, and we get the hit. All right. This obviously ain't going to kill, but you should be able to get a nice setup off this. Are we going to do the... Yeah, there it is. No, you can't burst that, brother. You know this. Oh, Don's going to be kicking himself over that. That's rugged.
All right. Perfect umbrella usage there from Fukkuu to just lock down Don in that moment. And now we are going to the next round. Fukkuu was looking like in a really dire spot there towards the towards the middle of that round, but the way he just makes these comebacks.
This is, I feel like this is going to be like whoever gets their offense rolling first, right? Both these characters have such potent vortex play that they can really just wrap you up in. It's going to be who can manage their resources better, who can just get the set play going first.
Yes. And Fukkuu, losing that round start pretty handedly, is still sitting on so many resources. What a mash out, jumping out, catching Don, trying to go for that overhead, and Fukkuu going to be running him to the other side of the screen. Oh, we try to go for a bit of a weird cross the mix there with the paraglider. Don ready for it, going to block that correctly, and there's that counter assault to push Fukkuu out.
There it is. One more hit for Don right here. Just has to hold on to the bang pressure, and there's the sway. Oh, yes. Technically, Relius's reversal. That's one of those moves, like, we don't see Don use, like, that much, to be honest. He usually, like, rolls through. Okay, maybe I'm not watching the right games.
He uses it quite a lot.
Well, my apologies. I'm watching the wrong games then. Oh, okay, yep. Tech the purple throw. Does not tech the green throw. And now Fukkuu should be able to get a nice setup. Does not have to lead up.
That's 2, that's 3, and that should be 4. No, instead we're going to be setting up the bumper here.
Yeah, you said he does really like that bumper, and it's a potent option when you got him in the corner.
Right, because when you have bumper, it's going to be enabling so much more mix, those high lows, those cross-ups even, right? Just very useful at just confirming yet another hit, and sometimes that's what you want instead of just enabling raw damage later on in the round.
Yeah.
Bumper is still active. Kind of sticks on the screen for forever.
Oh, yeah, force the burst out. Crush trigger catches Fukkuu not barriering. Has plenty of meter to play with, though.
There it is, back to the, where did we go? Back to the bumper, and as we tried to use it, Don calls that out with a 5A, stuffing him in the process.
Oh, man, all right. Don needs to kill off the setup dual BIOS. Oh, what? Are you serious? You TRM'd him off that? How?
Oh my god, and we might just be running away with this round, Fukkuu. Oh my god, we got the 50-meter, but we can't kill with this combo just yet. Do we block the super? No, we avoid it entirely.
Brother, I'm reeling. I'm reeling right now. Wow. Okay, well, Fukkuu, I guess he's just different. That's my high-level analysis of that is Fukkuu is just different than the rest of us.
Yeah,
Holy
I mean,
cow.
in that instance, too, it's like Fukkuu has been paying attention to how Don has been using that duelist bios. And not even just in his set, in his previous set, but also in the other sets he's been playing, where he's been representing that option of canceling into duelist bios, letting the opponent jump out and try to go for the air throw. So in that instance, we were ready for an air throw in response. I don't know how he TRM'd it. I don't know if Don just had weird timing there, but we got that TRM, and we just got ourselves out of that corner. That was...
What if that was a misinput and he plinked it wrong? He plinked it instead of just hitting tech?
That could be.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to ask them after. But right now he is stuck in the... no, we ain't stuck nowhere. There's the air throw. Okay. Air tech, excuse me. And we are going to be sealing up.
Yeah, I mean, Fukkuu just calling out Don, just saying, hey, these supers are fake, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yo, all the Relius haters in chat are going to be popping off right now. Let's get it. Another seal.
That should be... No, we don't get the last seal there. We do have 3 seals, however. We do have 6 nails remaining as well, and we just air dash right back in. Close that distance. Don letting Don pull out the doll. Are we going to burst? No, we are not. Super activation from a Fukkuu, and this should hit that minimum threshold for the kill. No, not quite. Don just barely surviving, but you got to be burying all these moves or tech that throw.
I'm so tilted from that. Fukkuu just knew. Yeah, Fuku's been watching some Don footage. Fukkuu knows. Okay.
I mean, we just saw a lot of Don footage earlier on. I mean, Fukkuu has already taken note of all the habits that Don has been representing so far, and that's what I'm talking about. I mean, it's just surgical. Dismantling that play from Don.
Yeah, that is a very accurate representation there. Crush trigger working out again. Gonna get the pickup here, yes sir. Oh yeah, all right, little awkward.
And another thing too that I'm noticing is that Don is kind of just going all in on his offense.
Yeah.
Right? He's letting his Ignis go deactivate more than usual. He's using that mirror on the duelist bios, and we're just able to get out for free. It's like we're just throwing away these resources, and when we don't have those resources in the late game, it makes it so much hard to contest with a Bang that is at near 100 meter with plenty of nails still in stock, with those seals unlocked as well, right?
Bro, he got him. He got him with the wake up super. He knows every time. All right, Don has the life lead, but as we've seen multiple times, that does not matter. Okay, gets the mash out in the 2A anti-air, and it's finally enough. Don finally puts a round up on the board. After 3 in a row from Fukkuu, Don is able to break a little bit of this momentum.
Yeah, breaking that lead that Fukkuu has built up, but we need to be able to close out this game to a 1-1. It is a first to 3, so you do not want to be going down 2-0 here. And Don knows that. Once again, getting an early lead, but we keep using that doll so much, and the moment we deactivate it, it feels like Fukkuu is already ready to approach. Not even waiting for him to call off the doll. He is immediately ready, knowing that Don is going to do so.
Yeah. Seals coming in clutch again. You are, all right, we're finally getting 4 seals. I'm like, yeah, you're right. He does not like finishing those off. Oh, patience that time. Yeah, Don's caught him with the drill a couple times in the air. I'm loving these adjustments.
The anti-air attempt, but the way he's also just moving around on the screen with these air backdashes and these forward backdashes as well, playing at this really weird range as well that makes it awkward to anti-air. And we're just going to use dual spots in neutral, controlling the ground, but you're not controlling that airspace, as this is still very much a fly zone. We are free to go wherever we want, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing as Fukkuu brings himself to a 2-0 over Don.
So the scariest thing for NA right now is knowing that Kobe's in the crowd watching, taking notes. God help anybody. If Kobe decides to start playing more patient, God help us all. Whoa, all right, Don. All right, maybe I spoke too soon. What do you got, son? Love to chase down. All right. Decent corner carry here.
Yeah, no doll, and immediately look at what I was talking about. Once he activates the doll, we're already in his face.
Yeah, I don't know what the answer is here. Like, you can't leave the gaps in. Fukkuu's too ready to get in. Or get out even. Hey, you know what I mean. Seal it up. Give me another one. There's 4.
Nail umbrella, perfect usage of the counter assault to deactivate that nail, but we still have that umbrella, but we still have 7 nails left in stock. Going to be using 3 of them right there. Getting a pretty favorable trade here. Bomb explosion, but Don ready.
All right, able to force the burst out from Don, and the hero burst might come back to bite him, dude. That was worthless. You died for that. Oh, no. Oh, that is tragic. I mean, I respect the effort, right? He only had a little bit of health left. Like, you conceivably could have won that, but man, that hurts.
right, good block so far here against Dawn. Blocking all these overheads, blocking these cross-ups as well, but not blocking the 2C. Guys, into the super. We've been using Ignis a lot, so we need to be deactivating during the combo in order to get us back to full gauge and then get the knockdown with the drill.
How? How does he keep doing this? Fukkuu air throw game is on fire tonight, my guy.
All right, take him to the corner, set up the bumper. We are in our home. We are where we're comfortable. Pull up a chair because we're going to be here for a while. All 4 seals on deck, catching the roll as well, stepping on his toes, and Fukkuu blocks the reversal attempt, and there's that burst taken as well. Fukkuu just maintained this momentum all the way throughout that final round, and with a 3-0. has made a statement to North America. Japan is on top.
I'm speechless, bro. I'm speechless. That was a dismantling of Don that I don't even think we've seen XCal do like that. You know,
I think you're right.
That was wow. Like he had the read in every situation. Catching the rollout at the end right there, Don hadn't really represented that yet. Mm-hmm. Like that was my man covering every single option at every single stage of the game. So many just good air throws, scooping you out of the air on these very awkward kind of scramble situations.
You know,
I don't know what to say, man.
Before this bracket, like all of our top players here, one of the things I did was gotta figure out who this Fukkuu character is.
Most
right?
out.
Because I'm not necessarily the most familiar with the Japanese scene.
Same.
And we haven't had really that much international competition in a little bit.
So Jansen and Fenrish, pretty much. Yeah.
I went ahead, looked at some matchup footage on YouTube, and we'll talk about that in just a second.
All right.
Right?
We got some ads?
We'll leave you be because we're going to be going to a quick ad break. But until we get back, I'll have a little bit of a story to talk to you about.
All right. We're back. We just got through winners finals. We got our last first of 2. And I think Salty Boy has a story for us. What,
so let's go back to that, right?
Yeah, hit me.
So I was talking about how I was looking at matchup footage of Fukkuu to figure out who he was. And the very first video I clicked on YouTube, he round start air throw.
Okay.
That's the very
jump
first,
forward?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Yeah, jump forward, air throw. That's the very first thing I saw of him. And I was like, okay, that's who we're playing against.
Hell yeah.
And let me tell you, these air throws have been immaculate so far from Fukkuu. You mentioned it before when we were kind of off stream, but I like the word that you chose here. Clinical is the way to describe Fukuu's play so far. Just so clean. Not afraid to play lane for the win as well. I think it's just a really big part of his play as well. I mean, zero troll. Right? Zero troll. He's not trying to mess around. He's trying to win. Yeah. And that has been taking him so far.
Really has. It really has. And it looks like we have located Monarch. Monarch is back in the house. And we are, this is the battle of the old versus new right here, except it's not going to be grand finals like we thought.
Dude, they're having
a
very thought-provoking discussion right now. I was talking about matchups. I don't know. Maybe talk about Fukkuu here. But here we go. Monarch versus XCALIBURBLADEZ, losers, semis. And XCALIBURBLADEZ, like you said, kind of coming in a lot later than Monarch did. But I would say XCALIBURBLADEZ is one of those players who, even during prime Monarch, could beat Monarch semi-consistently at tournaments, getting first place at stuff like Boston Blue Beat. And that is why when I saw him at CEO initially, when nobody knew really who he was, I was like, oh, he's winning. Yeah. He's just that good. He is on Monarch's level when he was still grinding the game. So I'm really excited to see how this match is going to end up shaking out here.
Especially in first of 2. And reminder, this is our last first of 2 of this bracket. This is for 4th place. I really thought these two were going to be playing in winners finals at minimum, if not also in grands. And here we are. Here we are.
I mean, this bracket has just been loving to throw these wrenches in our plans, wrenches in our expectations. And right now, North America certainly is looking rather rough, but XCALIBURBLADEZ certainly is not here against Monarch, instantly getting that EA against Monarch, and also guaranteeing active flow rather early on.
And you'll notice Monarch has switched to the S for this matchup, a character we have not seen in a while.
Yes, and I think it is a much better choice as well.
Yeah.
We saw how it went over at EVO. This is actually kind of a run back in that sense, where they played at EVO, winner semis, and Monarch chose to play Lambda, and it just did not go his way. S is just a more versatile character that can use these bigger buttons to sort of hit Nirvana and even hit Carl at the same time. And she can both zone and aggress at the same time, making it a lot harder for XCALIBURBLADEZ to attempt to wall at him out.
Oh, yeah. In terms of consistency, too, right? Like, I'm picking S in that respect, for sure.
Right.
Ew, okay, that was a little awkward, but we're good. We're in it. EA Sports up in this piece. We're in the game. All right. Pretty decent life lead. XCALIBURBLADEZ very happy to just block this out right here.
Yeah, blocking out that Crush Sugar as well. And there's the anti-air. Nirvana coming in with the support. Here we go to the corner. Good block so far from Monarch, but that barrier gauge is looking like it's pretty rough here. But we don't have to worry about that barrier gauge any longer if we're just going to take the kill.
Dude, what did he eat? Chip damage? A stray hit? That's it, man. This dude on every level of the game, offense, defense, he's cooking, even against Monarch.
Oh my god, and still in that orb at that moment, so unaffected by that B fireball that Monarch threw out and allowed XCALIBURBLADEZ to continue closing that distance.
All right, once again, same thing as last round. I don't know what you got hit by. I think that was a low, but I am not 100% sure. Gonna force the burst out here from Monarch. Big win for XCal. Still sitting on the life lead once again. Has only taken a stray hit and or maybe some chip damage. Jesus, hood perfect if I've ever seen one. Let's hit it.
In a lot of ways, I feel like Carl is the anti-Monarch character.
Yeah.
Because as you're seeing right here, Monarch is a very patient player. He's really just okay with sitting back and blocking, but you cannot do that against Carl because he's a bit of a ticking time bomb, right? It's only a matter of time. It's inevitable that he's going to be opening up at some point during that pressure sequence, so you have to make riskier decisions faster.
Well, really is Thanos in that respect. He is inevitable. And this is it. Another big hit. That should be the game right here. Yeah, XCal seals off the first one. We are halfway there to eliminating Monarch from the bracket.
I mean, there's just a new king in town. Let me tell you right now, XCALIBURBLADEZ just continuing to prove how strong of a player he really is. And Monarch going back to that character select screen, I think is going to be pondering that Lambda yet again over the S. But we'll see. I do think S is the correct decision here, but it's been a little bit since I think he's played that S.
And I don't know, I could see him going to Lambda for maybe the movement, right? Because we've seen what happens when S gets locked down.
Yes.
Like, yeah, and here it is.
Oh, considering the
He's
new as
thinking about
well. I'm not too sure how I feel about new. That is a bit risky as well, but I think S just always going to be that much more solid pick. And Monarch looks like he's agreeing with me right now as we get into what could potentially be the final game of this set based on just how dominant XCALIBURBLADEZ was in that last game.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. He's got a lot of work to do. He's got a lot of work to do, just even in terms of just moving past layer 1 and neutral, right? Like, you just got to, I don't even know what you got to do, man. You got to not run into the tall like that. And right off the bat, 5 seconds into the round, and we are stuck in the corner already. We'll see if XCal can take an early burst off Monarch, or if Monarch's just going to bust his way out.
Yeah, no counter assault right now. Overdrive activation from XCALIBURBLADEZ to recharge that gauge from Nirvana, and XCALIBURBLADEZ finally opening up Monarch right there. What did I say? It's an inevitability.
Yeah, it sure is. Here we go, getting a little combo off that too. Yo, he got reset in there somewhere. Look at that red health, brother. You are bleeding.
Yeah, and setting up that projectile as well to prevent Monarch from trying to press, trying to go for any defensive mechanic because it's just going to knock him out. And XCALIBURBLADEZ with a perfect has put himself into set point over Monarch here. One more
round. Monarch holds on to the burst here. And it looks like finally getting the semblance of some offense going here finally.
All right, there's that 2D coming in. You have to respect the projectile instantly as he respects it. XCALIBURBLADEZ is like, all right, my turn now.
He's too good, bro.
Pulling him in, and now here we go. Here's that blender. Good tech on that throw. Gets a little bit of damage on Nirvana. Actually doing just enough to take out Nirvana in that moment.
Okay, finally gets a hit. Is this the... No, he dropped it. Dude, I'm tripping out right now. Monarch finally gets, like, the first big hit. Okay. I ain't saying nothing.
Picks him up here. Okay, OD on that 5B, and we tried to jump back, and Monarch knew that he's going to be in that claw range, thinking that he could clear that distance, but unfortunately that claw just came out a little too much. He was a little too close to that opening hitbox right there, and now we're going to get locked here by that super, and there, I think that was the unblockable as Monarch bursts to stay alive.
Yeah, and now, oh no, it's just the JB that comes down and says, nope, XCALIBURBLADEZ executing Monarch on stage, brother. That is it. Monarch is done out at 4th place here at Frosty Faustings.
Yeah, man, dude, it really felt like he just took him out back, put the bag over his head, and popped him right out of the bracket. What a insane match from XCALIBURBLADEZ.
Yeah.
Once again, showing that, like, hey, he lost to Fukkuu, but he's still, like, one of the best players that we have here in this room.
Yeah, really is. I mean, made it into top 8 on winner's side. Like, we saw a lot of people that we thought were gonna do that not even make it to top 8,
yes.
dude. They didn't even make it that far. And Monarch, even though he's not in his prime anymore, he's still performing up there with the best of
Yeah,
them.
man. And it's just like a constant stream of runbacks at this point, right? I was talking about how it was a runback of Evo there with Monarch and XCALIBURBLADEZ, and now it's going to be a runback between XCALIBURBLADEZ and Don from CEO Grand
This was
Finals.
grand. Okay,
yes.
all right, that's
yeah,
what I
we
thought.
commentated this one together, actually.
Did we really? Oh my God.
Yeah, we
Dog,
did.
I don't remember that. I might be thinking about Evo then. I distinctly remember watching at least one of these matchups from the audience. But yeah, man, my like I said, my memory not to be trusted.
Yeah,
so
and
I'm
unlike
glad you're here to
other
check me.
players, and this might be a benefit to XCALIBURBLADEZ here, is that he doesn't really play in online tournaments as much as he used to. He'll probably show up for like the occasional TNS that they run, right? But overall, he doesn't really play in online tournaments, so these players don't really have that much experience playing against him when it comes to, you know, like that matchup experience. And so because of that, a lot of times their matchup experience comes from offline tournaments and just playing them as much as we can here at events here like Frosty. But I mean, Dawn, I'm sure, is a little stressed out going into this one. But
Yeah, yes and no, right? Like if you're Don, you locked in 3rd place. Yo, yeah. That's the Boston boys right there. That's my dog. Shout out to Aerodat. Shout out to Massive Ego. Shout out to all my other homies. Yeah. Beating the chest right here. Let them know.
Pineapples.
Pineapples,
Oh, yeah.
that's my dog. We have pineapples to watch. Oh, Kobe's not in it. Kobe's not in the
Long's
chest
just looking
beating.
at Kobe like, Kobe, why are you not chest bumping with us?
Kobe's right in the new Carl Doc
Yeah,
right now.
No, or he's writing down notes, watching that Bang gameplay. Who knows?
Yo, that's true. That's what I'm saying. If yeah. Shout out to every NA bracket, online bracket that's gonna have to deal with a very angry Kobe that is just going off all the Fukkuu gameplay, man. Shout out to everyone's souls.
But hey, now we have entered the BB tag realm. 4-player gameplay. We got both our puppets on the screen. This is father and son. What do we call it? The domestic abuse matchup?
Yeah, especially if we see Relius' Astro, that's really going to be the domestic abuse matchup, 100%. Yeah. Never beating the DV.
Bro, this game is ridiculous, man.
It really is. That was one of those ones, like, you could play this game for so long and not see, like, so many Astros. I didn't realize how many, because he has a different animation for every character on the set. You best believe I watched that whole YouTube video.
Oh, yeah. Best believe we're going to be watching this intro, letting it rock, setting the scene here for Losers Finals. XCALIBURBLADEZ on the Carl, Relius on sorry, my bad. Dawn on the Relius. Oh my God, now I'm mixing them up just like you.
You're welcome, dude. I'm out here corrupting everybody at Frosty Faustings.
But yes, Losers Finals here, back to that 1st-to-3 format we saw from Winners Finals, so a lot more time for these players to adapt, and we're seeing a little bit of that tricky activate, deactivate there with Nirvana once again, but Dawn did manage to find some lucky pot shots on Nirvana in that moment, so we are running very low on that gauge, and because of that, XCALIBURBLADEZ is forced to pop that OD, but popped it a little too late there as Ada's still deactivated.
20 seconds in, and it's only been like chip damage so far. Stray hits. All right, overdrive activation off the 6A, trying to keep the pressure going. There's a cross trigger. Thank you very much. Don actually the one getting the first hit.
All right, there's a knockdown rolling in, trying to get a throw off, but XCALIBURBLADEZ says no, we're going to be taking that. And there's the anti-air there from Dawn. Perfect punish. Back to the corner you go. Where do you think you're going, son?
To the corner, my man. Sit down.
giving his son a little bit of disciplinary action, and now we're going to be seeing the youth rebel as Carl is just going to be bullied down in the corner while Relius just takes a beating there on Nirvana.
This game is so cursed, bro. This game is the most cursed thing in the world, and I love it. I love this game.
You got the
so
son
much.
beating up the father while the mother just beats the ever-living hell out of her daughter.
The DV matchup, indeed, indeed. Oh, God.
Yo, call the cops. What is going on?
No. Don't make me start breaking out cop statistics out here. Since we're talking about DV. Oh, man. All right, Don is going to take the first game somehow. I'm not really sure who hit where, who, but we going to take it. We'll go back that burst,
round,
too.
Popping out the projectile. Don going to jump right on over. Inching Nirvana a little bit closer here, so you gotta be careful of the T2s from Don, and there is the nails coming in as well. XCALIBURBLADEZ, knowing that wasn't going to cover that whole distance, had to go in for the air-to-air himself, attempt to go for the throw, whiff, but still gets the anti-air there on Don.
Ooh, okay. All right, Don. Block the pogo. Do it again. Uh-oh. Guess wrong on the high-low, and now you will be eating another mix-up, sir.
Bring him up, bring him down, back to Nirvana, into the claws, into the swipes, locking him down. XCALIBURBLADEZ presenting another mix-up. Oh yeah, we're just going to block that, but XCALIBURBLADEZ caught, like, not expecting that RC after that super.
Yeah, I'm not sure I was expecting that either. Oh, awkward hit. Send the wife out. Dog, this is like the most scrambly puppet match I've ever seen, dog. This is crazy. Counter assault. Yeah, neither player can really afford to eat that.
All right, there's that dual smash, but we rolled right on through.
That ate the projectile, too. That was impressive. Good stuff, Don. Oh, no, and that's going to cost you. Locking out the burst with the distortion finish. Thank you very much. XCALIBURBLADEZ answers back with barely 30 seconds left on the board.
Yeah, like you said, this is very scrambled. A lot scrambler than I think I remember CEO Grand Finals being.
Yeah.
Drill coming down. That's going to lock down XCALIBURBLADEZ for just a moment. So, though, you got to be careful of that doll gauge on the side of Relius. And the Dawn trying to retreat to refill that gauge. Gets caught by the nails. And XCALIBURBLADEZ now has him in the corner. There's that burst to prevent a potential unblockable setup from XCALIBURBLADEZ. And now we're back here at full screen as Dawn tries to harass Carl there with his own doll. Let's call them by the names. Ignis and Nirvana. There we go.
Oh, yeah. God, good luck. I've already forgot who belongs to which. I'm going to be so real with you. XCal might be able to close this out. Doesn't have really the meter to speak of. Techs out 5K damage, but it's going to be the Rising JA that finally seals off game one here for XCal. Yeah, I'll pop off Fuzz right there in the front. Y'all are crazy. I love these guys, man. I love these guys so much. Yo, you saw my favorite Noel player up there. Shout out to Cam. What up, Cam?
All right. Just creating that distance, trying to get behind her own doll. But Ignis has infiltrated the back lines, and XCALIBURBLADEZ has that pressure right on him. Uh-oh, Ignis is shut down. This is XCALIBURBLADEZ time to shine. There's the swipes into the overhead. Dawn doesn't block it. Into the OD activation to keep this combo going and keep that Ada gauge refilled, topped off. And here's one more mix up here.
4K. And you got a barrier. Look at the barrier gauge. It's evaporating. Oh, the reversal super is going to connect. We're going to side switch. Don is in active flow. Should be getting back this barrier gauge and hopefully is able to run enough offense to really get this regen going. What do you got, big dog? The low, the empty jump low. Don should be able to even up this life. Might even be able to take a life lead here. Builds back the burst, and it's the overhead. Is this going to be enough to kill? I don't think so.
No, I don't think it will. XCALIBURBLADEZ still holding on, but gets snatched by Ignis. And the EA is going to confirm the KO, preventing XCALIBURBLADEZ from bursting
expensive
off of that combo.
Yeah, that was definitely the play right there. Don recognized, I think rightly, that, hey, I need to make every single one of these rounds count. I will spend whatever I need to do to get there.
Yeah. Thankfully, it was OD, so that timer is going to be recovering a lot faster than usual. Good hits on Nirvana, but Nirvana still is active. You got to worry about the projectile. Don ready for it, placing himself into that perfect position to continue to harass XCALIBURBLADEZ.
I love the way, oh, here's the activation, gets thrown out of it. Here we go. I love the way that Don's using the doll to air stall. That way he can kind of avoid the really good grounded game that Carl wants to play with him. That's really smart.
All right, take him down, pull him up. Ooh, potential big whiff, but we had Ignis to keep Dawn in a safe position. XCALIBURBLADEZ not so much in a safe position here as we are one touch away from death, and Dawn opting to spend that Duos Bios. XCALIBURBLADEZ actually using the rush with Nirvana to go right through Duos Bios, something you don't see very often just because it's kind of seen as that big wall that you can't interact with, and a throw counter into the OD activation just outside of the reaches of Ignis as XCALIBURBLADEZ takes that round.
He made so many right decisions, and he still died for it. This is crazy, man. Oh, my goodness. All right. XCal on the verge of going up 2-0 against Don. Good blocks.
So
all right.
far, but you got to be careful because of a good lay timing could turn everything on its head, but XCALIBURBLADEZ ready to punish that one, and there's that cross up yet again. Dawn spending that burst, tossing him right into that Ignis. Ignis still harassing XCALIBURBLADEZ from the back lines and separating him from Nirvana. Dawn being careful of the claws, does block it initially, but doesn't block Carl coming right on in. XCALIBURBLADEZ working on that perfect right now, going to make it right on over Duos Bios, and we're seeing it yet again where we just harass Nirvana, but Carl is the real problem in this instance, and just like that, XCALIBURBLADEZ is now 2-1, 1 point over Dawn.
Yo, they got the whole crowd. Bro's got that stick beating on the stick. I love this. I love this so much. It's one of these I love CF. What is potentially our final game of Losers Finals, XCALIBURBLADEZ versus Don. Man, Don is making like a lot of individually good decisions, and it is straight up not mattering.
Yeah, I think right now the problem is that Dawn is not really focusing on the macro game aspect of this set and how we choose to spend our resources, right? Because all these Duos Bioses may potentially be good decisions in the moment. The problem is you're just tossing away that 50 meter that you could potentially use later on defense like a counter assault when you need it.
And it's even the scramble after that, right? Like, XCal's just beating him in the scramble after that. He's forcing him into an awkward position, which is good, but XCal's still beating him.
Right, good lay on the dashboard from Nirvana, calling Nirvana back. Doesn't want to go for those sneaky tricks once again. We just want to wall out Relius. Perfect pick up there from Dawn. Textbook. Got to call back Ignis, though, so we can't fully finish that combo there unless we pop that OD, but that was a resource that Dawn was not willing to spend.
There it is. All right. Dahl checks Dahl. Inactive, charge it back. Don really trying to play it more full screen, but now he's going to be stuck in the corner. Awkward whiff. Sandwich setup, I guess. Okay, we got it. Yeah, I was going to say, you don't want to try to enforce the pressure with Dahl behind you like that. That was real smart from Don.
I like the usage of the charge right there. That's going to be just acting enough to catch Ledley at the latter frames of recovery. There's the swipe, locking him down as we go for the cross-up counter assault, going to be placing XCALIBURBLADEZ into the corner, but can Dawn open him up is the question. We've been struggling to open him up, and that Ignis timer will always run down. Oh no, a huge claw attack from XCALIBURBLADEZ, but not ready to convert off it as Dawn is able to get himself out of the corner, get some damage, equalize the life though, set up the Duos Bios, but we're going to roll right on through, tossing away that 50 meter, and now we don't have any 50 meter here right now, as we don't. Oh my God.
It doesn't matter if he gets the hit.
Yeah.
Wow. And XCal had the wherewithal to be mashing burst right there, too. That was real smart. Don did have overdrive, could have stopped the timer and locked out XCal's burst.
All right, sending out Ignis, and immediately XCALIBURBLADEZ is going to get a small hit on it to deal a little bit of damage to that health. Dawn finding a hit there. Now Carl into the corner with Nirvana a little bit too far away. But once again, you don't want to be giving these gaps here for XCALIBURBLADEZ to work with, and Dawn is keeping it as gapless as possible. May want to spend OD to keep Ignis in the picture here, but it looks like we may just run that timer down. No, there it is. OD activation, keeping Ignis alive.
Okay. That's, if you're going to make a comeback as Don, that's the round you need, like, mentally. That was what I want to see more from Don. Good stuff.
But that will be locking out of that early burst, so you want to be very careful about how you play this round start, because if you get hit by XCALIBURBLADEZ and get put into the corner, suddenly you're in a very difficult position here as Dawn.
Yeah, this is how I remember puppet matchups going. full screen, both players neutral jumping. That's that good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, now we don't have that burst to get out of this position. We do not have counter assault either, so now we have to rely on our instincts of where to mash, where to jump out, and no, we are just going to get opened up by these overheads here. Hey, Nirvana, give me some help out here. He tries to go for that lead lay, but XCALIBURBLADEZ just tosses out so many moves that catches that recovery, finally spending that burst. Dawn is out, but for how long is the question? We have so little health, and one final hit will do it. XCALIBURBLADEZ moving back up to grand finals here with a perfect.
This is it. So, wow. Dude, 3-0? 3-0 like that?
3-0.
I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't ready for it. I'm still not. I'm still kind of reeling from that. I feel like CEO Grants was closer. Am I misremembering that, or did Don get washed there too?
No, I think Dawn got a game.
Okay.
I think it was like a 3-1.
Okay, that sounds a little more accurate. He again, like, and that's the hard part about watching that match, right? Is because Don, in certain individual situations, made a lot of really good decisions, like really good representation of like, okay, how do I deal with this Carl thing in this situation, but wasn't really able to put that all together in a way that let him get his offense going, right? Mm-hmm. He was mitigating situations as opposed to trying to enforce like his own pressure. I don't know. That's one of those matchups I'm gonna have to watch back a few times. I think there was a lot of like really chaotic moments where I'm sure I didn't catch the whole picture. So shout out if you're watching at home and you understood that perfectly. Shout out, like, send me a DM, explain it to me, I guess. But right now we're gonna have Fukkuu back on the stage, and this is gonna be a first to three. Obviously, we saw these two play earlier in a first to two. This will give XCal a little bit more of an opportunity to get those mid-set adjustments. We'll see if it matters. I'm going to be so real with you because Fukkuu has looked unstoppable tonight. Absolutely.
Yeah, this really is the climax that we're hitting right here of the night. Fukkuu versus XCALIBURBLADEZ. What did I say earlier? At the very start of the tournament, I told you we got two players to look out for, two players that could win here.
Yeah.
Fukkuu and XCALIBURBLADEZ, and though they played in winner semis, I told you they're going to be fighting that run back, whether you like it or not, just because of how dominant of a player XCALIBURBLADEZ has been and how North America has yet to really find a player that could consistently beat him. So XCALIBURBLADEZ going down to losers, kind of easy pickings right there, taking everyone out to get this run back. And in the same sense here, Fukkuu has just been doing easy pickings on all the North American players, including XCALIBURBLADEZ earlier on in top 8. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this run back is going to end up turning out.
This is it, and this is the one we've been waiting for, right? Like, so much has kind of led to us being here. We obviously had that fundraiser going to get some of these international players out here. Fukkuu made the trip, and Fukkuu alone has made that worth it, man.
Yeah. So last time it was a 2-0, very dominant on the side of Fukkuu, especially after round one. It looks like we were just completely dismantling XCALIBURBLADEZ's offense, dismantling his defense, and I think this match here really represents two things, right? We're representing Japan's best versus North America's best. The competition between two nations here. But we're also seeing the competition between the OGs and the new gens, right? Because XCALIBURBLADEZ recently picked up the game relatively compared to Fukkuu, who has been playing this game for such a long time. So it's exciting to see like these two aspects just completely clash here at Grand Finals.
It's another evolution of that, because we saw XCal beat Fenrich, right?
Yes.
Like, we already saw him beat the king. Let's see, like, Fukkou's clearly been keeping up with it a little bit more, maybe playing a little less City of the Wolves than Fenrich has. So, I don't know, man. Made it look pretty easy in winner's side. Let's see how grand. This is it. This is BBCF Grand Finals. Frosty Faustings 18.
Okay, and from round start, immediately we're trying to push him into that corner, but immediately capitalizing on the fact that XCALIBURBLADEZ attempted that cross-up, and there it is, a drive move on defense. We don't see that very often here from Fukkuu, but when he does it, usually it's going to be landing here. Poison going to be taking down that health on XCALIBURBLADEZ, and what a starting performance here from Fukkuu, as with this final opening, that's going to be a near perfect for him to take round number one.
Second verse, same as the first. Unsummon that doll so I can put you in a hearse, baby. This is crazy. Fukkuu still looking just as unstoppable as ever.
From the air
okay.
and a sneaky cross up. Fukkuu immediately going to be bursting that one, showing that he does not want to be dealing with that Carl offense. Good block so far from XCALIBURBLADEZ. That feint on the overhead into the low, getting blocked, but unfortunately not going to be getting out of that throw. Now we are being thrown into the corner here as all 3 seals here, the 3 relevant ones that Fukkuu is looking for, have been unlocked, increasing his damage potential. 6 nails remaining in the tank as well. Not opting to use them just yet, and perfectly avoiding these Ada projectiles. Not going to avoid those nails though, as XCALIBURBLADEZ is going to launch him into the corner.
Yeah, that is a hell of an anti-air from the doll right there. Now you're gonna have to eat this whole mix-up. One more. Yeah. Okay. I see you, XCal. You still need one more hit though, big dog. Counter assault. Yep.
Out.
Way to do it. Good tech on the throw. Okay. Wow. Carl footsies in my anime? I don't know, bro.
I think we're setting up something with Nirvana from full screen here. Oh, we saw the claws right there. Maybe expecting Fukkuu to make more distance than what actually ended up happening.
That's peak cinema right there, my friends. Peak cinema right there. Wow. All right, that was quite the answer from XCal. And friendly reminder, he has 6 games to win against Fukkuu. He is on loser's side here in Grand's. Awkward trade means that is in Carl's favor. IAD over, try to get the sandwich setup going. No, gonna be happy to maintain the corner position. Yeah, you're fine with this. Little stagger.
Yeah, changing him how we structure our offense here, making it so that Fukkuu has a double guess where he wants to be choosing to mash. Burst out of Fukkuu as well. That's a good look here for XCALIBURBLADEZ, but now has to deal with Fuku's offense. Officially blocks it all, but still runs right on into it, trying to roll to the other side, I assume, but Fukkuu having perfect spacing keeps him locked in the corner.
There it is. Big offense coming out again. Another command throw. I really like that he's like representing these in bursts. He'll do like 2 or 3 in a row, and then won't do them for a round or 2. It really like kind of annoying way to get in your head.
Activating Ada from full screen, and that's going to give him the perfect opportunity to swap sides as that fireball ended up covering him. OD activation, and now we have full Ada gauge to play with. Avoiding these fireballs, tossing out the triple nails as XCALIBURBLADEZ tries to chase him up into the air. Purple throw attempt, tries to go for the claws, but Fukkuu running right outside of that range. Activating Nirvana yet again. Nirvana trying to go for the clap, but no jump for Fukkuu as he stays grounded.
Wow. All right, here we go. Fukkuu, 2 games away from being your Frosty Faustings Grand Champion. XCal still looking just as locked in as ever. That's the thing. One of the other things I love about this dude, he never looks phased. Never looks phased.
Yeah, not at all, but I wouldn't blame him if he was. That is essentially 3 games in a row that Fukkuu has won over XCALIBURBLADEZ. This is the type of dominance we expect from the latter rather than the former here.
Absolutely. All right, forcing an early burst out of Carl. Out of XCal, excuse me.
Explosion, okay.
Oh, that's a bad spot to be in, yup. All right, sandwich setup.
That's definitely not ideal. Double cross up, great blocks from Fukkuu, holding his ground. And now it's Fuku's turn.
Thing out. Yo, NA, pay attention, that's the key. You just have to block out Carl, dude.
Overhead, RC to extend the combo. That's going to be a side swap as we suction him right into the corner.
Oh, no. All right. XCal's finally getting the ball rolling. Fuku's defense has been really good. He's been... Ooh, did you just get reset?
That he did. And no burst to get out of this position into the super to lock out any potential idea of that.
Good stuff. All right. Wow. XCal really maximizing that offense right there. See if we can keep that up, though. Fuku's defense has been good enough to like escape the corner more often than not. That was a rare moment. He was getting opened up.
Take him up, down low, lock him down with Ada. The question is, when is he going to press? There it is, that OD activation, and he goes right on over. XCALIBURBLADEZ fighting his way out. 1 nail set with the bumper. Question is, when are we going to use that bumper here?
Whoa.
We cancel. We use Nirvana here to cancel right into Carl.
What? I cannot believe you didn't get punished for that, sir. That was evil.
Oh,
yeah.
no. Trying to drop that down to the ground, and Fukkuu was ready to grab him here. with this combo, sets up the nail umbrella. Okay, XCALIBURBLADEZ going to kill it, but Fukkuu's still in the picture.
Command throw to finish off the round. I definitely wasn't ready for that option either. All right, big ups to Fukkuu.
Lots of preemptive nails here from the XCALIBURBLADEZ, but unfortunately none of them actually find their mark on Fukkuu. Reserve, not in a way, it does feel like he's not playing reactive enough here, but that's a great reaction there from XCALIBURBLADEZ, catching Fukkuu, pulling him into the corner now to set himself up for success here. I mean, at this point, as XCALIBURBLADEZ, we don't even have burst, but we do have meter for that counter assault, so you do have to worry about that at some point if XCALIBURBLADEZ opts to punish it.
Wow! All right, big overhead. You left some damage on the table there, my friend. All right, yeah, good burst. Maintain that corner. I like that.
That time going for the clap. Nirvana going to shut down momentarily. XCALIBURBLADEZ trying to activate Nirvana in just a moment. Going to do so right now. In the moment that he did so, Fukkuu creating that distance, waiting for his opportunity, waiting for that gap. But XCALIBURBLADEZ going to leave that gapless. JA going to lock him down to the ground. Here's the sandwich scenario. And can I get some jam with that as well? Burst, though, is not what he wanted on that piece of bread that he was making, as Fukkuu now has him in that corner position, 100 meter, but what can we even spend it on at this point, because Fukkuu is trying to lock him into a checkmate scenario.
You said it, bro. You said it. All right. Game 2 went to final round, and Fukkuu is now one more closer to being the Frosty FAUSTINGS champion, dude. This is potentially our final game, man.
I mean, it just feels like XCALIBURBLADEZ has not figured out how to play against Fukkuu, despite having played 4 games against him so far. Fukkuu just on an absolute tear, representing Japan and showing how strong their scene is.
Wow. Okay. All right. We good. Yo, gets caught in no conversion. He just wasn't ready, not in the right position.
Calling in Nirvana, pulling her back. Projectile to back him up. Trying to close that distance, but Fukkuu being so tricky there in the air, and the 2D anti-air burst from XCALIBURBLADEZ after that explosion.
He is so slippery right now. Like, XCal just can't catch him. Oh, yeah, then you corner yourself, and now it's game over, bro. This might be it right here. Let's see what XCal has on defense, but this is looking rugged.
Oh, absolutely. We have all 4 steals as bang, but there we go. Simple rollout is going to be enough here for XCALIBURBLADEZ. Good job of blocking. Now cross up there from Fukkuu. And we block this sequence. We've been struggling with it, especially with those command grabs that Fukkuu has been representing.
There it is, a little stagger pressure. Oh, goodness gracious. XCal needs to capitalize on this. You need to seal this out right here. 20 seconds left on the clock. You got a slight life lead. There's the throw.
Yeah, we got a definite life lead right now. But the question is, can we stall out Fukkuu for 10 seconds?
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Okay. Doesn't even need to time him out. XCal finally gets enough to kill. Can he put a game up on the board?
I think in that scenario, the last thing you want to do is let Fukkuu go back to neutral.
Yes.
Because we've been showing how Fukkuu has been playing neutral so well out of just completely avoiding all of XCALIBURBLADEZ's attempts to lock him down, especially with the nails, these anti-airs, all just completely missing bang.
Good blocks. Got the whole thing going, and finally, yeah, doesn't tech the throw, though. All right. XCal starting to get the grimy stuff out, recognizing that Fukkuu, all right, maybe isn't ready to tech some of these throws.
Poison nail into the overhead, doesn't confirm it with some meter, but does get the command grab yet again.
What a trade.
Counter assault, finding his way out, using the projectile to cover his side swap yet again.
Jesus, he is so good at just like routing into the corner from wherever he is. Doesn't matter if you use a side swap, quarter carry, whatever you got. And I think this is it. Lock out the burst right here, even though it's not even on the table. Money in the bank. XCal finally puts a game up on the board against Fukkuu. Yeah, golf clap up. Oh, no. We're wilding out. Yeah. Beat the chest. Got the waifu picture and everything. Yeah.
I mean, come on, guys. You gotta be more excited about XCALIBURBLADEZ getting a game here on Fukkuu, with how Fukkuu has just been getting game after game after game. XCALIBURBLADEZ finally starting to show signs of life when it comes to that scoreboard, and now is going to be controlling the very start of this round as well. 30% life remaining here for Fukkuu. Question is, can we open him up one more time to put it into that critical range? Yes, we will with that overhead. No burst coming out of Fukkuu.
Oh, yeah. All right. This is looking like a BBCF Grand Finals. We're threatening final game. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Forget I said anything. It's bang time, baby. Oh, never mind. We're out. Okay. Oh, I spoke too soon. Fukkuu got a corner. XCALIBURBLADEZ has the poison on him. Plenty of resources to play with here.
Right, good block so far. Counter assault into Nirvana and XCALIBURBLADEZ. Threatening a 2-2.
It is. All right. Yeah, one round away from tying this up. One round. XCal has the potential to do something very funny here.
And what is that?
Well, we started an hour behind. I'll let you fill in the blanks.
Saying what would be very funny would be a reset, huh?
Yes. I did
let
warn
me tell you,
production.
I want to see us reset right now. I want to see XCALIBURBLADEZ fight back right now. OD activation running all the way down. Nirvana still here, though. And going to be popping the nails, actually landing against Fukkuu there. Yeah, using the orb so we can jump up and attempt an overhead. Counter assault in. Covering the airspace completely. Keeping him grounded.
Finally getting caught here. All right, really good defense from Fukkuu right up till that point. Ew, gets caught with the guy AD back. No big conversion for XCal. Yo, you need this next hit, dog. You cannot afford to get cornered by Bang, and you are on the verge of it. Great mash out. Spend some meter here. No. Side switch. My bad. All right, now spend some meter. Money. There it is.
Be enough.
Spend it. Seal it. What'd I say? I warned them beforehand. I warned production because we were running behind. I'm like, well, you know, it's going to be a Game 5 reset. So plan ahead for that. We'll see if I'm right. One more game.
You want to put some
XCal
money
to
where your
reset.
mouth is?
I got some cash on me.
You got some cash?
Yeah. I'll bet on Carl. That's a safe bet. I got. Yeah, we shouldn't do that on stream.
Yo, where's the FTC side bets?
On Carl? Yeah. I got Carl. All right. Yeah. Ask Rel if he wants in on this. Oh no! All right. Credit to Fukkuu though, like blocking it. Oh no! You saw him went for the drive right there. Had to spend the burst.
All right. Rolling right in here. That barrier gauge looking really low, and that burst not in the picture. XCALIBURBLADEZ now finally finding the missing key here with his offense.
He's starting to really tighten it up too. Like he was going for more mix-ups, and now it's just like, okay, you're challenging at the right places, so I'm just gonna make sure you don't have the right places.
Right. I think he's messing with the timing, obviously, leaving less gaps for Fukkuu to confidently press against him. And I think because of that, we're just playing a much tighter offensive game that Fukkuu isn't quite ready to block the entire way through. Sneaky cross up. And stealing back that corner yet again after taking him out. There's that burst from Fukkuu coming out here. 10 nails left. We got one seal unlocked. Now Fukkuu just been playing the blocking game, and you can see him trying to press, but continues to get counter hit in the process. XCALIBURBLADEZ has found it, has found the timing, and let me tell you, Lennox, we have a Game 5 reset on our hands. 0-0 yet again. XCALIBURBLADEZ, you can see him.
Yeah. Sigh of relief, son. You did it.
We've been talking
again.
We've been talking about XCALIBURBLADEZ being so emotionless, so locked in.
Yeah.
But you can see that slight bit of emotion seeping in, knowing that he actually has it.
Yeah,
right. Knowing
yeah.
he has it, knowing he can win here against Fukkuu. We took 3 games there. That was a reverse 3-0.
That was a reverse 3-0. That was not on my bingo card today. I'm not going to hold you, bro. When Fukkuu went up 2-0, in my head, I said, that's it. And I love it when I'm wrong, baby. Grand Finals. This is our actual Grand Finals now. And we're about to be in it. Oh, I love that. Force the early burst out.
Side along with him. And that's going to be a perfect throw right there as well. The projectile going to be extending that combo. And now we have the perfect setup here as XCALIBURBLADEZ because that burst was used early by Fukkuu, denying him that defensive mechanic. We don't have counter assault available to us either, so we have to rely on being able to jump out of the corner or being able to mash out of that corner as well. And XCALIBURBLADEZ, the way we have been messing with our timing, has been able to so much more consistently counter hit Fukkuu in the process, unblockable, and that is it.
money in the bank, bro. That might have been the fastest round we've had so far in this grand finals, and Excalibur is looking unleashed right now.
Right, he just got into the driver's seat and he starts to run away with it, pushing all the way down on the gas, no brakes, and that's kind of what you gotta do. You gotta stop Fukkuu from the start, not let him run around in neutral. You got to swat the fly. That is the analogy we're gonna be running with here, because that is how Fukkuu has been playing. The way he dances around the screen is just so good, and unfortunately, once he's in the air like this, we've seen how hard it is for XCALIBURBLADEZ to actually try and catch him in the process. But it looks like we will be catching him with that air chair, using Carl's movement a lot more often.
Oh yeah, there's the counter assault. I will say Fukkuu's counter assault timing has been unparalleled. I don't think it's been baited once.
Yeah. And normally you expect that when playing against Carl, right?
Yeah.
This time XCALIBURBLADEZ not going to be activating Nirvana, knowing that he's going to run right into the bang, finds that overhead, but not actually converting that into a combo. XCALIBURBLADEZ setting up that wall in front of him. The Queen is in the way, and the Queen can do whatever she wants, but the King running in with the offensive game plan. And XCALIBURBLADEZ going to be knocking Fukkuu back on his feet. EA in response to the teleport.
Oh my goodness, that was an incredible reaction. Forcing the burst out again. Absolutely massive, and that should do it. No, he dropped it. Still needs one more hit. Run up throw him. Never mind, doll covers, baby. And for the first time in this set, XCALIBURBLADEZ finally takes the lead.
Yes. Here's the thing. He dropped that combo. It wasn't going to be doing a hold on in the first place. It was a counter assault combo,
Fair.
so it would have been heavily scaled. And they also programmed it so that counter assault combos cannot kill, right? So even though he dropped it, really all he cared about in that instance was, hey, I got the corner back.
True.
That's just one of the few nasty things that we actually yet to see XCALIBURBLADEZ do until now, is that, yes, he can combo off of his counter assault.
Yeah, somebody told me that like a year ago, and I almost became the Joker off that. It was kind of crazy. Working on another perfect right here. Has plenty of meter to spend should he need to, and of course that burst. Big counter hit. Yep, force the burst out. Absolutely.
It's always been a counter hit, right? We're not really mixing up Fukkuu. He's just choosing to press.
And I think that's the adjustment we saw from XCal, right? Like, Fukkuu was jumping out at the right spot. He was air throwing him. He was pressing him out like when he was trying to go for the reset. So XCal just said, sick, I'm going to keep it tight. I'm going to keep it as tight as I can. And that's honestly what's been winning him here.
Yeah, nothing fancy, right? Play just solid, no risk.
Sometimes that's what you got to do. Yeah, absolutely. Whoa, that was a gnarly run under. Fukkuu not ready for the full conversion, though. A little awkward. Overdrive activation. Holds the EA. Right call right there.
That's perfect. Now we have that active flow, attempting to go for the nails, but Fukkuu once again always in that perfect spot. And XCALIBURBLADEZ always in that perfect spot with Carl, even though that Nirvana isn't actually hitting Fukkuu. It feels like we're always putting Fukkuu into the correct spot for Carl to immediately take advantage of it. And look at him hiding behind Nirvana at the perfect moment when Fukkuu chose to use that teleport. And now that teleport kind of went in vain. We were able to get out of that corner, but we weren't able to hit XCALIBURBLADEZ in the process.
Oh, dude. This is a different game from what we've seen Fukkuu and XCal play, man. I haven't seen Fukkuu scared yet, and here it is.
What did we say before? Fukkuu was clinical, surgical, dismantling XCALIBURBLADEZ? Well, let me tell you, XCALIBURBLADEZ is the one doing that in front of Fukkuu instead. What a performance we've seen so far. Post-reset 2-0. XCALIBURBLADEZ not going to let Fukkuu get in the way of this Frosty Faustings win here, potentially the final game of this set, but Fukkuu going to be starting this one off strong.
This crowd's killing it, too. Shout out to y'all. Oh, my goodness. All right, Fukkuu is starting to see some signs of life, though, and this is what we do. Oh, you just got pressed on, brother.
Into the corner you go. Overhead attempt. Chicken block, though. Burst immediately from XCALIBURBLADEZ. Try to attempt to go for a burst bait right there, but Fukkuu waiting just long enough to catch him when XCALIBURBLADEZ starts to press again.
Jesus, man. It's like every time he gets an inch, it gets stolen right back. XCal has completely... Oh, no, it's a punish. Okay.
There you go.
All right, we got the super.
Yeah, without OD, there is no way you can avoid that.
Oh, I don't think that's enough to kill. You're still going to need one more hit, but that poison's going to make it very easy. Yep. All right, one more hit. Yep.
Yeah, Fukkuu once again guaranteeing it with that nail umbrella. You only see him pop out that nail umbrella when he's confident he can take the round.
He's got to get this going right here. Yeah, a little awkward air combo. We'll take that trade. Absolutely. Every day of the week, Fukkuu takes that.
Overhead coming through. That's one seal unlocked. Second seal unlocked. And the bumper sets. He plans to mix up XCALIBURBLADEZ right now, but XCALIBURBLADEZ holding strong like a brick wall, blocking through it all. And Nirvana coming in with the assist.
Counter assault timing is impeccable every single time.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I will say, even if he's pressing on defense, sometimes you get opened up. Sometimes you just get opened up, though. That's how it be.
Oh my god, but Fukkuu cannot afford to get opened up with the lead that XCALIBURBLADEZ has right now. He is on fire and continues to find these openings on Fukkuu.
Oh, the hero burst might come back to bite him, but that counter hit is looking kind of clean. Goes for the reset. XCALIBURBLADEZ is able to block. Counter assault right back, and it's the IAD actually connects.
Oh my god.
I'm tripping, bro.
One touch, XCALIBURBLADEZ knows that, playing patient here. But now Fukkuu going to put XCALIBURBLADEZ into that one-touch position as well.
Wow.
And we opt to press, dude. If Fukkuu was a steel wall before, it's like XCALIBURBLADEZ just strapped a bunch of thermite onto that wall and is blowing him wide open. XCALIBURBLADEZ on set point, on tournament point here. One more round to go, and we just pop that OD to keep that Ada alive and to continue to pressure Fukkuu here. But now we don't have that OD available to us any longer. It does not matter though. XCALIBURBLADEZ being so much more efficient at just chasing down Fukkuu and how it has locked him down. No mirror for counter assault. You gotta keep that in mind. No burst either. We have to get by the skin of our teeth. Fire wits alone. 50 mirror now for a potential counter assault, but I think we're gonna be setting up an unblockable setup.
Yeah.
No, that's a counter hit right there. Fukkuu opts to press.
Need to look at the barrier gauge too. Yeah, that was a must hit right there. Good stuff from Fukkuu. You need to get some of that barrier gauge back. You got some meter now, but like the resource game is ever pivotal. That might be it. That might be it here. Blue beat. No, not yet. One more mix up. One more mix up here.
One
for
more
the
mix up
tournament.
indeed. How are we getting out of this position? There it is. The counter assault timing remains impeccable, even in dire straits. Now running away from Nirvana, cannot afford to be near that puppet, and cannot afford to be locked down.
Oh no. Okay, barrier gauge depleting. You're about to get chipped out. And that is gonna do it. XCALIBURBLADEZ 3-0. Excuse me, 6-0. 6 games in a row, right? The reverse sweep for the reset, and then 3 in grand finals. My man just put up 6 games in a row against Fukkuu, who was looking unstoppable until this grand finals. That was one of the craziest comebacks I think I've ever seen, man.
And XCALIBURBLADEZ defending that home turf is your FROSTY FAUSTINGS 2026 champion for BLAZBLUE Central Fiction.
That might be the hardest fought win I think we've seen XCAL really go through yet. That's out of all the W's he has got so far, and the ones he will get, because we know there's more coming.
Yes.
We know this.
Combo breakers on the horizon, right?
Combo breakers on the horizon. And I think it's back in Evo this year too. This one's gonna remain special, right? There was a lot of really good players that XCAL had to go through, and that Fukkuu did go through to get here. That XCAL still stopped, man. That was something else, bro. That was something else.
Yeah, these players were certainly tested throughout the entirety of this bracket. What an insane bracket we've had so far. I know a lot of times people will talk about these brackets and say, oh, it's like a movie. Let me tell you, this is high-class cinema that we just watched here for BLAZBLUE Central Fiction. One of the best brackets I've seen in my time playing this game. I mean, of course, there's prime BLAZBLUE Central Fiction, which is definitely hard to compete with, but honestly, I'm going to say right now, I feel like it does compete with it.
Okay.
Which is all the talent we've seen so far, what I talks about with all of North America's active best players in attendance. And XCALIBURBLADEZ being able to just take it over Fukkuu there with that reverse 3-0 for the reset, and then another 3-0 to take it right there.
I wouldn't have guessed 6 games in a row. I wouldn't have guessed 6 games in a row with, especially after 3-0ing Don in winners finals, dude. Like that's really what did it for me. That's when I started to believe. I'm like, all right, this Fukkuu cat might be the real deal. You know what I mean? Right. And XCAL really was able to bring that back. Wow, that was incredible. We are going to have an award ceremony coming up in just a moment, but we got to get We got to let my man Tong get set up on stage real quick, so hang out for a quick second. Thank you all so much to everyone who tuned in. Honestly, it really means a lot. This BLAZBLUE in general, like, always feels really special, especially these days. To get a 200-man BLAZBLUE tournament in 2026 feels
I know,
really
right?
good.
I mean, this is
Really
50
good.
players over last year. Like, something clicked with everyone. It's like, you know what? It's going to Frosty this year. I will say confidently after that grand finals, after that top 8, that Frosty Faustings is definitely living up to all the past tournaments we saw with, like, you know, we had all this international competition, like Mexico, Greece, Brazil, and Austria, all these places having tournaments for BLAZBLUE, Central Fiction, varying in size but carrying such strong players. And Frosty Faustings right here also just feeling like part of that process here, part of that culmination of BLAZBLUE Central Fiction being this game that is never going to die.
Yeah, and it feels like it's making its own resurgence. Like even the CEO last year, right? After they organized, after Aerodad, my man Aerodad organized that side bracket, that came back as a main game because of how many entrants they got. That beat a few main games that they had already. So shout out, coming back at EVO this year, like we just said. I cannot wait. I'm really hoping we get to see Fenrich come out. Fenrich was actually supposed to be here.
Yes.
If y'all didn't know, had to cancel at, like, honestly, the very last minute of the 11th hour. Tragic, but life happens, unfortunately. C'est la vie. Hope everything's good.
But potentially combo breaker again, right?
I do. I want it so bad. I want it so bad. I need to see my favorite Ice Twig back on the big stage. You know what I'm saying? That's there's something
we
really
need to see the
special.
GOAT again, right? We need to see the GOAT grace us again. Maybe practicing a little bit more BLAZBLUE in the process as well. After, you know, maybe that EVO, little bit of fire under him, right again, rekindling that love for BLAZBLUE.
Hope so.
And it's so crazy too, like Fenrich entering these side brackets all over the place when he goes to travel for City of the Wolves.
Winning.
And then we go to Combo Breaker and then, like, or not Combo Breaker, EVO, and we're like, oh, maybe he doesn't win that easily. Maybe we have a new best player in town.
Yeah.
And it's so fitting that it's a Carl, right?
It kind of is in its own way. Yeah, it really is. It really is, man. In general, I am really gutted. We didn't get to see him here. I'm not gonna lie. I love seeing some good Jin players. If you've ever watched the CF tournament in general, you know I'm always glazing the Jin players. That's just how it be. You know what I mean? I think that character's sick.
Yeah, well, your main representative, Days, doesn't even play the character anymore, right?
I know, dude. He'll break him out every once in a blue moon, like for the memes sometimes. But, like, yeah, it's all about mine now. It sucks.
Yeah, I think he pulls out from time to time for sure, but Days wasn't able to make it terribly far on the bracket just because of how tough the competition has been.
Came pretty close. I think 13th, but we're going to be sending it over to Tong on the big stage, y'all. It's award ceremony time, so if y'all could lock in for me one more time, I'd appreciate it.
Central Fiction champion, XCALIBURBLADEZ! Let's congratulate our champion and all of top 8. Thank you so much.
Champion himself. XCal gets another one this time over one of Japan's finest. But I'm gonna be honest, we're so over at this point. I need to get my butt in bed. That's it for us, big dog. Thank you all for tuning in. That's gonna be us for the night. Peace out.